Have partnered with Crandall Roofing to bring you the Grand Slam seating section. All grandstand seats are now sponsored by Crandall Roofing, the best roofers in the North Bay. Let your next roof be your last roof. Call Crandall Roofing, Diamond certified and proud partners with the Sonoma Stompers. Hey, Stomper fans, if you need tree service, call Arbor MD. Proper tree care is essential for ensuring the safety, health, and beauty of your trees. Arbor MD's tree knowledge and expertise protects your property and enhances its value while also contributing to environmental sustainability and long-term tree health. Call Arbor MD for all your tree care and landscape needs. Nana's estate-grown extra virgin olive oil is made from olives grown exclusively on the property of Vianza Winery. They were hand-harvested and pressed to create Nana's extra virgin olive oil. Go to shop.vianza.com to see why Nana's olive oil is the very best. The time has come. The wait is over. The Sonoma Stompers pregame show starts right now.
Welcome to Monte Vista High School here in Walnut Creek, California, where the red-hot first-place Sonoma Stompers are set to take on reigning CCL North champions, the Walnut Creek Crawdads. This is the Sonoma Stompers pregame show on the Sonoma Stompers Radio Network. I'm Kieran Costa, joined by Roman Raffelli, getting you set for a Wednesday afternoon clash in the East Bay. And Roman, this is the first time in a long time that these two teams have met up, with Sonoma being above Walnut Creek in the CCL North standings.
Yeah, a big one today for the Stompers. You get first place in sole possession of first place last night against the Merchants. Now an opportunity to build on that lead, continue to play confident baseball down the stretch. Just a couple weeks of real action left. A huge opportunity to get some key positioning down the stretch.
Yeah, and well, Brant Cummings ball clubs don't lose a lot of games consecutively. The Crawdads come in on a 4-game losing streak. They lost by just 1 run yesterday out in Menlo Park. This is a team that's going to come in hungry. They're looking to avoid the first 5-game losing streak ever while Brant Cummings has been the head man.
It's a big one for them at home. You know, we talked about it. Not a CCL contest, but the game against the California Tigers seems to really shook the ball club. A tough weekend, a big loss to Menlo Park. Late inning drama in that one, but ultimately no wins on the board. You get a chance to come home, reset, but it's no small task. You got the Stompers at home. Still an opportunity to get a win, a team that you've split the season series with so far, and you got your guy, Aiden White, on the bump. Everything points towards a Walnut Creek win, but the Stompers have been really good lately.
Yeah, Sonoma, on the other hand, took a big out-of-league win and then rode that into a hot stretch of league play. A 4th of July victory over the Novato Knicks has led to a little 3-game winning streak for Sonoma. The bats woke up, but it's really been the pitching last night against Alameda that led them to a 3-1 victory. McBroom, Seo, Hana, and Gentz really, really good, and I think pitching will be the key to this one. Aiden White, the starter for Walnut Creek, hasn't given up an earned run in 13 innings. Devin Laginto last time out, well, he got 9 of those innings without giving up a run. Complete game shutout for Laginto last time out. What does Devin have to do to try and... You can't one-up what you did last time, but you damn sure have to try.
Yeah, his previous outing to the one he had last time was against these Crawdads. He couldn't throw strikes. He bounced back and threw strikes against Menlo Park. It led to a lot of success. 9 shutout innings, just 3 hits, didn't even walk a batter, struck out 10. Needs to come back out with the same Devin Laginto confidence we've seen from him. Go in there, throw strikes, make that your number one mission. Live in the zone, let them hit the ball, trust your defense, and Laginto's got the strikeout stuff. Recent Delta commit has every opportunity, every tool to be successful today.
Yeah, maybe that commitment's really a monkey off the back of Laginto. The umpires are heading out to home plate. Brant Cummings and Zach Pace, the two skippers, will meet them there. Sonoma 18-11, Walnut Creek 14 and 10, and really a 3-game win streak versus a 4-game losing streak. I think the Crawdads have to be coming out fired up and ready to go, and it's an offense that really just delivers day in, day out. The Stompers pitching staff, they decided to go Devin Laginto to Haroon Pelcha. That's two of their best starting pitchers. Taking the mound, they go follow on. What do you think of that strategy from Zach and Mike Nunes?
I like it. It's an interesting strategy. It's a bold strategy with the week that they have ahead of them, but if it works, it pays off. It's a big win at Walnut Creek against the Crawdads. One of the best hitting orders you'll see in the entire CCL. Every bat in this lineup can hit the ball, and they do it very well. No Jared Medham today, which is interesting for the Crawdads. Not in the lineup. He's been their calling card nearly all season long, especially against the Stompers. But Laginto and Pelja, two great arms. They're going to have to live in the zone, throw strikes, trust the defense more than anything. We saw a great job of that from Sean McBroom yesterday. He just felt comfortable. The defense made a couple errors. I mean, the Stompers won a game with 5. They can do that. They can beat anyone. But ultimately, it comes down to the pitching and just the mental state of this is a tall task, but we've got our A stuff and we're going to throw it at them.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do coming up on the other side of the break. But before we end today's edition of the Sonoma Stompers pregame show, what we must do is take a look behind enemy lines. Who jumps out of the Crawdads starting 9 today, Roman?
That's Nico DeFazio down in the 9 hole. He's played just 5 games for the Dads, but he's got 5 hits in those, a .333 average, an RBI, and only 3 strikeouts. He's been really consistent for him in the short stretch and needs to continue it.
Yeah, DeFazio, Crawdad in 2024 as well. Got on base 1 out of every 3 trips for Brant Cummings' squad last season with a home run and a couple of doubles. Didn't play at Houston Baptist this past season, and now Stomp Watch player for the road team, the Sonoma Stompers.
That's going to be Connor Pulowski. He hasn't played since July 5th. He's put together a really solid season doing the catching. It's a hot one. Might not be, most physically there, but he's a guy who's going to put together good ABs, put the ball in play. He needs to have a big one if the Stompers are going to get a big win on the road.
Yeah, lots of room behind the backstop as usual here at Monte Vista High School. Connor Pulowski will have his work cut out for him, and that will wrap up shop here on the Sonoma Stompers pregame show. The first place Stompers against the third place Crawdads. First pitch when we return on the Sonoma Stompers radio network.
Nestled in the heart of Sonoma, Verano Cafe stands as the answer to locals yearning for wholesome food. Opened by Veronica Perez and Carlos Rubio, this cozy diner is nestled conveniently at the crossroads of Highway 12 and Verano Avenue. At Verano Cafe, breakfast, lunch, and dinner are experiences crafted with love and local ingredients. Each dish is a symphony of taste. But Verano Cafe isn't just about breakfast. Their lunch menu features favorites like fish and chips and classic French dishes catering to all tastes. Dinner includes house-made pasta dishes and elegant entrees. What really sets Verano Cafe apart is its commitment to quality and community. With locally sourced ingredients and a dedicated team that feels like family, Verano Cafe offers a warm and welcoming atmosphere. Whether you're a Sonoma local or a visitor, Verano Cafe promises to elevate your dining experience. Join us today and become a part of the Verano Cafe family. Verano Cafe, located at the crossroads of Highway 12 and Verano Avenue in Sonoma. Hey, Stomper fans, if you're looking for roof services, look no further than Crandall Roofing. Crandall's dedicated team of professionals guarantees excellence. From roof repairs to installations, Crandall delivers top-notch solutions with unmatched value. One of the reasons Crandall Roofing stands out is Crandall Roofing uses only Class A fire-rated materials, and Crandall Roofing is certified by the manufacturer to extend warranties up to 50 years. Not only that, but Crandall Roofing's simple pricing plan ensures absolute transparency. Hey, with straightforward rates and no hidden fees, Crandall Roofing makes roofing solutions easy. Visit their website at crandallroofing.com or call 707-586-2500. Let your next roof be your last roof. Crandall Roofing, Diamond Certified, and proud partners with the Sonoma Stompers.
Flybird Margarita is our new and delicious cocktail that's ready to go, no bartender needed. Flybird Margarita is crafted in Mexico with a
It's time for Stompers Baseball on the radio. Let's go out to the voices of the Stompers, Roman Rappelli, and here's Kieran Costa.
A couple of ace pitchers take the mound here in Walnut Creek. It's Aiden White against Devin Laginto. White, a tall right-handed pitcher, left-handed pitcher, beg your pardon. Stands 6'2", 210 pounds, out of Prosper, Texas. The 20-year-old threw for the University of Nebraska last season. White will face Colton Boardman, Max Handren, and McCann Libby here in the first inning. And the first pitch of the ballgame misses low and outside. 4:09 here in Walnut Creek. 83 degrees. The 1-0 is up and outside. Boardman ahead 2-0. Colton, the shortstop today, tallied his 9th multi-hit game in yesterday's 3-1 victory over Alameda. Sonoma holds first place in the CCL North in the first time in their California Collegiate League history. They try to extend that lead today, and Colton Boardman's ahead in the count. 3 balls and no strikes. White stands 6'2", 210 pounds. The 20-year-old stares in to get the sign, working from the windup, kicks and deals. Boardman takes a called strike. He'll have to go retrieve his bat that he tossed back towards the visitors' dugout, where Zach Pace and the Sonoma Stompers are set up here at Monte Vista High School in Danville, wearing the road gray uniforms, Sonoma in navy script across the front, navy numbers on the back, orange numbers down on the front side. Boardman takes a 3-1 fastball in there for a called strike, 3-2. White having a stellar campaign for the Crawdads. His payoff pitch to Boardman is hit high in the air, third base line. Giving it a look is Leininger, but it drifts out of play. White pitched just 1 inning for the Huskers last season, gave up 1 run. That was on April 2nd against Omaha. Here in the CCL summer, 4 games, 3 of them starts, a 1-0 record and a sub-1 earned run average. Those numbers speak for themselves. A pitch. Boardman pops it foul again. A very good battle brewing. He'll see an 8th pitch. 18.2 innings thrown this season. The last 13, he hasn't given up an earned run. 16 strikeouts to 9 walks. 3-2 pitch to Boardman. Struck him out swinging on an off-speed. Aiden White picks up his first strikeout of the game. He gets Colton Boardman, and that will bring up Max Handren.
And that's the slider we've seen from White, both, well, in the 1 appearance he's had against the Stompers, but consistently one of his most used pitches. It's a fantastic slider, hard to pick up, and a really late bite. It fools Colton Boardman there.
He pitched against Sonoma on June the 25th. He got a win, throwing 5 innings, giving up 1 unearned run, 3 hits, and 6 Ks. Handren was not in the lineup that day, and he takes a called strike 1, says the home plate umpire David Lee. Ron Masso helps him at first base, Eric Thompson at third. Handren pops this one foul. He's behind 0-2. Max joined the Stompers late and then had to miss 2 weeks due to a right labrum injury. Since coming back, he has a grand slam against San Francisco. He also had a hit in yesterday's victory. Strikeout numbers are a little bit higher since the return. The 0-2 to Handren checks his swing. The appeal to third baseman Eric Thompson, no swing. David Lee appealed to the incorrect umpire there, and Ron Masso had to defer over to Thompson. One ball and 2 strikes. White working against Handren left on left. The pitch is sent in the air down the left field line. Leininger will give it a look and it will drift out of play. Stompers not giving away any free outs here in the early going. Boardman saw 8 pitches. That ended in a swinging strikeout. Handren now will see a 5th. McCann Libby waits on deck. Libby, the only player in today's starting lineup that had a hit off of Aiden White a couple weeks ago in Sonoma. 1-2 pitch. Handren takes low outside, 2-2. Just getting started, top of the first. Handren digs in from the left side against the lefty White. Thank you for spending your Wednesday afternoon drifting into evening here on the Sonoma Stompers Radio Network. Handren takes outside, 3-2. Back-to-back full counts from the top of the Stomper order.
And grade 8B's early seeing some pitches. You got to get really used to the slider from White if you're going to be able to hit it late.
Here comes the payoff. Handren strikes out swinging. The Stompers are working deep counts, but they haven't really paid off left. And now a couple of Texas products. Frisco native is McCann Libby, the right-handed hitter, and Prosper, Texas, for the lefty Aiden White. These two teams faced off, and these two players faced off a couple weeks ago in Sonoma. Libby doubled off of White. The first pitch of this at-bat is lined into right center field. Cutting over is Johnson. He comes on, and he makes the running catch. So Libby faces just 1 pitch, and he lines out to center. 1, 2, 3 go the Stompers in the first, with the Crawdads coming up in the bottom half. Scoreless on the Sonoma Stompers Radio Network.
The Sonoma Stompers are tail-wagging happy to have partnered with Pets Lifeline. Pets Lifeline offers several programs for pet owners in Sonoma, from dog training classes to spay-neuter and microchipping. Pets Lifeline also has a trap, neuter, and return.
Devin Laginto takes the mound for Sonoma, coming off what couldn't have been a better performance last Tuesday against the Menlo Park Legends. Complete game shutout, 10 strikeouts, no walks. This is his second look at the Crawdads. Well, Walnut Creek got to him. 4 earned runs, 5 total in 3 innings pitched back at Arnold Field. This same pitching matchup yielded a 10-1 victory for the Dads. They'll look to match that offensive output with this lineup as announced by Brant Cummings. The center fielder Trey Johnson leads off, followed by the DH Brady Wilson and the right fielder Joey Donnelly. The first baseman John Ewens cleans it up, riding a 10-game hitting streak. The catcher Brandon Clisby hits in the 5 spot, and the third baseman Riley Leininger hits 6. 7, 8, and 9 is the second baseman Chris Esquivel, the left fielder Casey Levitt McGee, and the shortstop Nico DeFazio. Laginto, the righty, stands 6 foot, 190 pounds, a righty out of Rohnert Park, California. Out of high school, played for Grand Canyon University last season, but now has changed his commitment to San Joaquin Delta College. They got a good one, and his left fielder is also going to San Joaquin Delta College. That's Trent Keys. Cam Hegeman's in center, Brady Shannon's in right. It's the usual infield, Handren, Boardman, Libby, and Lazul third to first. Connor Pulowski has the pleasure of catching Devin Laginto today. He'll face Trey Johnson, Brady Wilson, and Joey Donnelly here in the first as Pulowski's throw comes down. Brant Cummings, the manager, general manager, and third base coach today, jogs to his post in the third base coaching box, and the left-handed hitting Trey Johnson climbs into the box. Crawdads wearing their home gray uniforms, craw across the front in red. Red piping around the sleeves, white pants. Laginto agrees on the first sign that Pulaski puts down. Johnson squares to bunt and pops it foul, and it rolls right to Zach Pace at the helm of the Sonoma Stomper dugout. His pitching coach is Mike Nunez. Kenny Meimerstorff helps out with just about everything. The hitting coach today, Paul Maturena, not with the ball club. That one is a called strike outside corner. Off-speed pitch from Devin found the outside edge. He's way out in front of Trey Johnson, 0-2. And now you'd have to think that the bunt sign is off. 0-2 from Laginto. Skips a slider in there. Counts 1-2. Just getting started. Bottom of the first. The pitch. High and outside went with the heater. And the count's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Johnson, a .235 hitter. 2 doubles, 12 RBIs. He has a hit in his last 3 games. And he sends this one to very shallow right field. Shannon has a beat on it and makes the catch just over chest high, and an easy out number 1. Laginto gets a pop-up from Johnson, who's now 0 for 5 against Sonoma this season.
A good start there at the top of the order for Laginto. He worked in the off-speed. A little bit of a slower pace from Devin today. We see him work at a really quick pace. It didn't really prove to be effective against the Crawdads last time. Maybe starting a little bit slower and ramping up as he goes. Something to watch out for.
That brings up the righty Brady Wilson, a two-way guy out of the University of Pacific. Takes a breaking ball that was over but low. Wilson, wearing the pinstriped home pants, takes a front hip slider that finds the inside corner. Wearing the high stirrup socks, digs in from the right side. 4 for 18, a home run and 5 RBI for the powerful righty. That fastball at the knees, called strike 1 and 2, and you see the pace picking up a little bit here in this second batter. 1-2 home. Laginto pitches and he misses low outside, 2 and 2.
Yeah, Laginto slowly ramping it up a little bit. It's still not probably at what it will peak at, but just waiting a second or so after the batter gets in and he's going.
2-2. Just low again. Pulowski tried to bring it up, but David Lee, the home plate umpire, wouldn't bite. This is the middle meeting out of the 9. 4 more after this one between Sonoma and Walnut Creek. They've split the first 4. 3-2 fastball just misses. Devin Laginto all around the zone, but Brady Wilson draws his 4th walk of the season, and that brings up a power threat in Joey Donnelly, who's hitting .400 with 5 doubles, 2 RBIs, or beg your pardon, 2 home runs, 20 RBIs, and he homered last night.
The key bat in this lineup, even with Jared Medham there, he's not the top. That's the cornerstone guy that they've got. Donnelly just knows how to put the barrel on the ball. He's a real threat here.
Second lefty that Laginto will deal with. First pitch called strike 1. Lazul holds the runner Wilson at first base. Not too big of a lead for Wilson. And pitcher, he's definitely not running over there. The pitch is low. Nice block by Pulowski. We talked about it in the pregame. Nothing can get past the brick wall of Connor Pulowski today. So now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Wilson at first, just getting started, a scoreless game. Laginto fires. That one's bounced foul. So now it's 2-2. We'll see. Laginto was very effective with 2 strikes against Menlo Park, but Zach Pace has made it very clear he doesn't have 105 pitches in the tank today. So when he gets to 2 strikes, he's going to have to put them away quickly. 1-2 on the way to Donnelly, but first a pick to first base, and barely back to the bag is Brady Wilson. Ron Masso pretty convincingly said safe at first base. And that looked like a pitcher. That guy looked like a two-way trying to dive his way back to the bag, and this time he comes in standing up. Another very close play. Laginto has been very good at keeping runners in check when on the bases. 3 outs on the bases made by Sonoma against Slow when he was on the mound. This is a nubber to third base, and Max Handren will make the throw to first very late. Infield single off just the very, very end of the bat. That's an unlucky one if you're Laginto, and now he has to work first and second with just 1 out.
Yeah, not the ideal situation there. You get a ground ball, it just was hardly hit, but ultimately if you're going to give up a hit to Joey Donnelly, it's that one, not a ball over the fence.
Well, that's baseball. You execute your pitch, and sometimes luck can beat skill, and that's what happened as Joey Donnelly average just continues to skyrocket, and Connor Pulowski is going to go settle down Laginto. You saw a wry smile on Devin's face after giving up that infield hit, and maybe they have the scouting report that John Ewens is a .360 hitter and is riding a 10-game hitting streak. Had 4 hits yesterday in a losing effort. Imagine what he'd do if the Crawdads offense was clicking. 6-5 the final against Menlo Park yesterday. Ewens now a third lefty. Laginto delivers just low and outside David Lee's zone. A little smaller than the one we saw from Dean Poteet last night in Sonoma. Infield and outfield plays Ewens straight away. Laginto comes set at the belt, takes a look at second and comes home with it. That's lined over Paul Lazul into right field. Brant Cummings will send Brady Wilson. The throw will go into second base. It's cut off. It's an RBI double for John Ewens. His hitting streak is 11 games. His 21st RBI of the season's a killer. It's Walnut Creek that strikes first and set up for a very big inning.
And a great piece there from Ewens. He was out in front of the off-speed a little bit, just able to pull it down the right field line, hardly over the glove of Lazul. That was nearly a double play to end the inning, but a ball into right field. Shannon playing shaded towards the left center gap, just rolled in and died. A great piece of 1 out, 2 gone hitting.
Stompers infield plays back. Paul Lazul, the first baseman, on the grass. The righty Clisby checks his swing and takes low 1-0. Very nice job there by Connor Pulowski. Saved a run for Sonoma. Second and third, 1-0 Walnut Creek here in the early going. Laginto now having to deal with a bunch of pressure pitches. Clisby takes low. 2 balls and no strikes. Johnson flew out to start the inning. After that, Brady Wilson walk, Joey Donnelly infield single, John Ewens RBI double. That's where we stand. Second and third, one out. The pitch to Clisby. Just in off the corner. That's a good spot to miss. Right at the knees, maybe a half ball inside. To the righty, Clisby is right on top of home plate. Slightly open stance. Already a little bit choked up on the bat on 3-0. And Laginto's going to step off and reset. Laginto needs to try and limit the damage as much as he can. His 3-0, Clisby takes low outside ball four. 4 consecutive have reached. The bases are loaded with 1 out, and Mike Nunez is going to take the slow walk out to the hill, and this is a well-advised conversation. We'll see how much of the infield joins him. And John Ewens and McCann Libby having a little conversation out at second base. A couple of Texas native. Ewens from Waco stayed home to play his college ball at Baylor. Libby's going to now go play for Louisiana Tech. What do you think they're talking out there? Barbecue? Favorite barbecue sauces, maybe?
Could be out there. I mean, probably just out here enjoying some, a hot 82 in California, not a hot 105 in Texas.
It's probably 105 in Frisco if I was to venture a guess. A dry heat here in Danville. Laginto and Pulowski still talking as Mike Nunez heads back to the hill, and the defense will reset to their natural positions. And this is a big at-bat for Riley Leininger, sort of on the other side of the rivalry. He plays at Oklahoma. Did not play this last season, no. Head back for the fall. Leininger, a defense first third baseman, made a couple of very nice plays against Sonoma this season, hitting just 206. Stomper looking for a double play to end the inning. This one's grounded to Boardman and past his dive into center field. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. That one kicks past Hegeman and a very late stop sign. We'll see how that one is scored. It should be a single for Leininger, and then an error on Hegeman allows a second run to score. It's 3-0. Donnelly scored from third. Ewan scored from second. Clisby went first to third. And that's not a horrible pitch from Laginto. He got a ground ball. If Boardman makes that diving play, that could have been an inning-ending twin killing. But instead, it's a 2 RBI single. Again, here in Walnut Creek, the game is not scored in real time, so 1 error did go on the board for Sonoma, so you'd think that's just a 1 RBI hit for Leininger. That is his 9th run batted in. Again, they're still working with second and third. This one's bounced to Boardman, and it kicks past him into left field. 1 run's going to score easily. Here comes a second run in to score. A costly error against the shortstop Boardman, and this ball game is getting out of hand in a hurry. 5 consecutive Walnut Creek hitters have scored.
And a tough one there. The ball took a funky hop on Boardman, just kicked up into him and then right under the legs into left field. Not the play that you're accustomed to seeing from the everyday shortstop for the Stompers.
Crawdads are getting on any way they can. Another lefty, Casey Levitt McGee, takes a called strike 1. Much to his displeasure, he tells David Lee that one was too far off the corner. He's just an even 200 hitter. He gets on base, though. 429, the OBP. 3 doubles, a homer, 9 RBI. And Laginto is going to check over on first base again. This inning for Walnut Creek, fly out, walk, single, double, walk, single, error. And just like that, it's 5-0 on just 3 hits. And Devin Laginto's checked on first base now 5 times this inning. This is exactly what Walnut Creek did in the game at Arnold Field. They got Laginto out of his rhythm. That's so much of what he does. Pitch. Called strike. 0-2. Levitt McGee takes a look back at Laginto on the hill, swings that bright yellow bat out in front of his face, and now gets set up in the lefty batter's box. Laginto's 0-2 pitch. Pulowski's going to pitch out. Check on first base. Ron Masso calls the runner safe again. 3 close plays over at first. Stompers have been unable to get an out there. Chris Esquivel, a couple of steals this season. Leading off there, he reached on an error. Laginto delivers outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still just 1 out in this inning. 6 consecutive Crawdads have reached base. Laginto hasn't gotten much help from his defense either. His 2-2 pitch. Levitt McGee lines it foul down the right field line. Right to the on-field bullpen of the Crawdads. A lefty loosening. It might just be a bullpen. White is pitching with as much run support as he could ask for. Oh, pitch. Struck him out swinging. First K for Laginto. And now the 9th batter of the inning comes to the plate in the form of the shortstop, Nico DeFazio. This is what they did against Ivan Laginto. They put up that crooked number. A 4 spot in the 3rd inning when these two teams met back on June the 25th. First pitch called a strike to DeFazio. It's been a very crooked number here in the 1st. Laginto laboring out there on the hill. A pitch. DeFazio grounds it to third base. Handren waits back on it, sets his feet. His long throw to first is in time, and the inning is mercifully over. 9 come to the plate. 5 score on just 3 hits. The Stompers offense has a whole lot of work to do when we come back for the top of the 2nd inning. Walnut Creek on top 5-0.
The Sonoma Stompers are tail-wagging happy to have partnered with Pets Lifeline. Pets Lifeline offers several programs for pet owners in Sonoma, from dog training classes to spay-neuter and microchipping. Pets Lifeline also has a trap, neuter, and return feral cat program, as well as resources to help with rehoming a pet. Pets Lifeline is here to support pet owners in keeping their pets healthy and happy. Pets Lifeline is also hosting Bark in the Park on July 28th, so you can bring your pet to a Stompers game. Pets Lifeline and the Sonoma Stompers, proud partners. The Sonoma Stompers are proud to have teamed up with Park Point Health Clubs this season. Let Park Point's innovative fitness and lifestyle programs improve your quality of life through our Focus 30/30 nutrition and training program. Or take Pilates classes, learn kickboxing, get back on the bench with our weight training program. We have personal trainers and, check this out, we even have childcare to help you create the time to become the best you can be. Park Point Health Clubs are located in Santa Rosa, Healdsburg, and right here in Sonoma. Park Point Health Clubs and the Sonoma Stompers, proud partners.
Paul Wazul leads off the inning for the Stompers bats with a whole lot of work to do now. They trail at 5-0. White delivers, and it's in there for a called strike 1 to Wazul. Paul, a left-handed hitter with power, homered in yesterday's game. A big 2-run home run in the 6th inning proved the difference in a 3-1 victory over Alameda. Here he takes low and outside the counts 1-1. Stompers went 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 1st. The Crawdads answered with 9 hitters coming to the plate and 5 of them scoring. Stompers in a hole early. 1-1. Wazul grounds it foul past Jacoby Heyer in the first base coaching box. Dave Hoke over at third today for the Stompers. 5-0. That's the score as we stand here in the top of the 2nd. Sonoma trails Walnut Creek. 1-2 pitch on the way. Aiden White's been in the windup so far, and he'll stay that way as Wazul strikes out swinging. 3 of the first 4 Stompers have gone down via the K, and that brings up Matthias Haas. And there's no bad time to get your first hit on a new ball club, but Haas would love to spark a rally here. Right-handed hitter, played last year at Tulane University. It's been a long road for him to get there. 0 for 9 so far in a couple games with Sonoma. A walk, a strikeout. He has scored 3 times. He grounds this one foul late on a fastball from White. Haas from Oakland played for Bishop O'Dowd High School. In 2020, he committed and played just 4 games for Brown. Since then, he's played at Cal Poly Slow and now Tulane. And so that's 3 schools. This is now his 3rd summer league. He played in the New England Collegiate Baseball League, the Northwoods League. Looking for his first hit in the California Collegiate League. He takes inside corner, called strike 1 and 2. Haas has to battle now behind 1 and 2. Bright green bat. That one has to come from Tulane. 1-2 pitch. Haas strikes out swinging slider at his back foot. Aiden White is feeling that off-speed pitch. He struck out 4 of 5 Stompers. And Connor Pulaski is probably the guy to try and break up that streak. He walks more than he strikes out. 10 walks and just 12 walks, beg your pardon, to 10 Ks is the number for Pulaski. Stompers in a day where they wanted to go Laginto to Pelja for all 9. That pitching chart has to be all sorts of a mess down there in the third base dugout. You're now in a position where you don't want to burn Pelja in a game where you're not punting, but it's 5-0. Pulaski grounds this one to the left side. Backhand by DeFazio. Sets his feet, throws to first in time to get him. 6 up, 6 down for Aiden White. We've played 1.5 here in Danville. The Crawdads lead the Stompers by the score of 5-0.
Local expertise worldwide. Sotheby's International Realty is well known for their exceptional real estate agents that distinguish themselves in communities all over the world. To learn more about real estate in Napa, Sonoma, San Francisco, and the rest of the Bay Area, or around the globe, contact Sotheby's International Realty Wine Country Brokerage at 707-935-2288. That's 707-935-2288. Sotheby's International Realty. The Sonoma Stompers are excited to have Jacob's Restaurant providing all of our concessions this season. At the ballpark, you'll find gyros, Chicago dogs, pizza, and salads. But in their restaurant, you'll find an outstanding menu featuring the best Mediterranean-style offerings in town. Seafood linguine, chicken piccata, ravioli, risotto, pizza, and so much more. Don't forget to try their desserts. Jacob's Restaurant is located on 1266 Broadway, right next to Traintown. Jacob's Restaurant and the Sonoma Stompers, proud partners.
I'm Devin Laginto. I'm a pitcher for the Sonoma Stompers, and you're listening to the Sonoma Stompers Radio Network.
Welcome back to Monte Vista High School. The Crawdads have jumped the Stompers. It's 5-0 after 1.5. And just like how they started the first, it'll be Trey Johnson, Brady Wilson, and Joey Donnelly. First pitch misses, low outside from Laginto. Johnson flew out to the right fielder, Brady Shannon, to start the ballgame for Walnut Creek. Here, he takes a called strike over the outside corner. He disagrees, but when do you ever see a hitter like the call from the home plate umpire? Laginto working quickly. This one's bounced towards Boardman and under his glove in to left field. Holding at first base is DeFazio. That one seemed like a miscommunication between Boardman and Handren. They both came together, both put their gloves to the ground, and it went under both of them. That goes as an error against Colton, I think, is how it was scored. That's a tough one to give him, but if you ask him, it's a play he should have made.
That ball hit right into the 5-6 hole. No communication between Handren and Colton Boardman there. A tough one to let you hurt you to lead off in the bottom of the second, already down 5.
That's probably a ball you want Handren to pick up. It's going to his glove side. He's coming across his body. Momentum's coming to first base, but instead it kicks through. 1-0 in there, 1-1 to Brady Wilson, who battled back. He was down 0-2 in the count, turned it into a walk, and came across as the Crawdads' first run. First of 5 that came across in the first. That one's up. The slider just spun and did not bite. The count's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, and that Brady Wilson at bat really changed the tides in that first inning. Laginto had gotten the first out, was ahead 0-2, but then the battle back from Wilson, he gets aboard on a walk. The bullpen, or the dugout, sees some pitches, and then it all gets away from Laginto.
2-1 in there, 2-2 now to Wilson, who's 4 for 18. Takes low 3-2, and Brady Wilson, nothing if not a professional at bat. He's a two-way guy. He knows what Laginto's going through right now, the mental struggle of going back to the mound after giving up a 5 spot, and he's not giving anything free to the Stompers starter. Payoff pitch. Ring him up, strike 3 called, says David Lee, and I think Brady Wilson knew it. He hangs his head and heads back to the dugout. Second strikeout for Laginto, and now a ground ball from Joey Donnelly, the powerful right fielder, could end the inning. It's a lot to ask. Donnelly entered play today over 500 with the average or over 500 with the on base and over 400 with the average. He sends this one to center. Hegman ranging over in the right center field gap. He has to play it on a hop, but makes a very nice play, and they almost have Johnson hung up, who heads back to second with a dive. A hard hit single for Joey Donnelly. He keeps swinging a hot bat, first and second.
Yeah, great piece there. Walked up to the plate, ready to hit the ball. Drives one to deep center field. Just barely missed it, otherwise it probably wouldn't over the fence, but a nice little one-out knock. Still double play opportunities for the Stomper defense, but Laginto needs to continue to throw strikes.
Yeah, I'd love to know if the Stompers have any hits on the first pitch. We know Cam Hegeman has 1, but off the top of my head, you have to think it's under 5.
Yeah, it's not a Stomper team that attacks the count early, even when they get pitches there, and we're starting to see as the season's gone on, pitchers noticing those kinds of trends, working ahead early in the count, getting as many strikes as the Stompers will give them.
First pitch fastball in there to John Ewens. The pressure of keeping the hitting streak alive, well, he's already dealt with that. That was an RBI double in the first inning. Laginto works right on the left again to Ewens, who takes at the knees, called strike, 0-2. And Laginto, even with runners on base, is looking to pick up the pace here a little bit. John Ewens not letting that happen. Steps out, but now he's back in and ready to face an 0-2. Laginto comes set at his belt and delivers. Ewens takes just low, 1-2. It's a good take from Ewens. Waco, Texas to Baylor. Solid season for the Bears last season. 1-2. That one's bounced towards second. Libby has to back up and go to first base with it. So to third base goes Johnson. To second base goes Donnelly. Retired 4-3 is John Ewens. That's not an easy task to do. And now Brandon Clisby comes up with a chance to tag on a couple more RBIs, second and third, 2 outs.
Catcher Brandon Clisby.
We're going to head into New Mexico State. Digs in from the right side. Slightly open stance. Laginto pitches and it's fouled back to the screen. Clisby walked in that very long first inning. Not sitting still in the box as Clisby takes low and outside. Always sort of waggling that front foot ever so slightly open. The stance. Clisby entered play 296, and that stayed with a first inning walk. 381 on base, though. 2 doubles and 10 RBIs. One of those doubles was against Sonoma. He's 3 for 10 against the Stompers this season, and he's ahead in the count. 2 balls and a strike against the righty Laginto, who comes home with it. That's low, and Connor Pawlowski's now blocked back-to-back baseballs in the far batter's box to keep that run at third base, and now he's way behind Clisby. It's 3-1. First base open. You don't want to load him up, but you don't want to give Clisby a pitch to hit here. Tough spot for Devin. His 3-1 pitch finds the corner. That's one where you can't take a hack on 3-1, but it finds the corner to fill it up at 3-2. Laginto's payoff to Clisby is bounced foul. It just dies in the grass halfway before getting to first base.
And if you're Devin Laginto, you'd love to get the out here right on right versus have to face the lefty with the bases loaded. You got 2 outs, you need a good pitch or a ground ball.
Leininger on deck, singled. That was with the bases loaded. We'll see if he gets his second chance with the bases juiced. Laginto's 3-2 pitch to Clisby is grounded to Boardman, who fields, sets his feet, throws to first in time to get him. That one's got to feel good for Colton, and a 0's got to feel good for Sonoma. We move to inning number 3. The Stompers trail the Crawdads 5-0. You're listening to Stompers Baseball on the Sonoma Stompers Radio Network.
Local expertise worldwide. Sotheby's International Realty is well known for their exceptional real estate agents that distinguish themselves in communities all over the world. To learn more about real estate in Napa, Sonoma, San Francisco, and the rest of the Bay Area, or around the globe, contact Sotheby's International Realty Wine Country Brokerage at 707-935-2288. That's 707-935-2288. Sotheby's International Realty. The Sonoma Stompers are excited to have Jacob's Restaurant providing all of our concessions this season. At the ballpark, you'll find gyros, Chicago dogs, pizza, and salads. But in their restaurant, you'll find an outstanding menu featuring the best Mediterranean-style offerings in town. Seafood linguine, chicken piccata, ravioli, risotto, pizza, and so much more. Don't forget to try their desserts. Jacob's Restaurant is located on 1266 Broadway, right next to Traintown. Jacob's Restaurant and the Sonoma Stompers, proud partners.
My name is Esteban Sepulveda. I'm a catcher, and I'm from Pepperdine University. You're listening to the Sonoma Stompers Radio Network.
Brady Shannon leads off inning number 3. The Stompers trail by the score of 5-0. Shannon swings first pitch and lines it foul past Jacoby Heyer. That's a first pitch hack from Sonoma, and Brady just a little bit tardy on the fastball from White, who's retired the first 6 Stompers with 4 strikeouts, a line drive, and a bouncer. Shannon hits a mile-high pop, very shallow right field. Joey Donnelly camps and squeezes it, 7 up, 7 down for White, and that brings up Trent Keys. Keys may be a guy due for a day off. This is the first time, Roman, since June the 7th that his on-base percentage has been under 500. He's been a guy that's done nothing but get on base, and with a tough go of things yesterday, that OBP under 500. Keys takes slider outside, and while that's an amazing stat as it is, he has an on-base percentage of 482. That's no slouch by any stretch of the word. 1-0. Keys takes outside. 2-0. And another thing that's eluded him. He has 16 hit by pitches, 16 walks, but now 17 strikeouts. The first time that strikeout numbers eclipsed the walk number. 2-0. High, 3-0. Wasn't sure for a second there. David Lee was going to call that a strike, and well, maybe he heard this. The fact that he struck out more than he's walked. He's in the driver's seat, 3-0. Keys takes, fastball outside corner. 3-1. Three-1 to Keys. Low outside ball 4. So Trent draws his 17th walk of the season, and he takes first base.
And a good AB there from Trent Keys. A few balls. It's weird. We see so many good pitchers, pitch well against the Stompers, and then as soon as they get to Trent Keys, they can't throw strikes. We see it a little bit there. That one needs to start to be a spark for the Stompers here in the top of the third, because you can't let White continue to settle in and be as good as he's been.
Cole Pacheco up and loosening for Sonoma down in the bullpen, as Cam Hegeman fouls the first pitch back. The count's 0-1. Hegeman has a hit in 7 of the 10 games he's played for Sonoma, 9 for 32. All of those have been singles. The Stompers would take anything to keep the line moving and get it back to the top in Colton Boardman. Hegeman takes a fastball that misses, an inside. No TrackMan system for us on the road. We're going off just Kieran's ability to pick up the pitch out of the pitcher's hands, and that's never something you want to do. Swing and a miss by Hegeman. It's tipped into the glove. 1-2. That one was the slider. I could have picked up that one. I was hitting dead red fastball only in my Little League days. 1-2 to Hegeman. Outside and low. 2-2. 4 walks for Cam. He struck out 10 times. I don't think I ever hit over 300. Maybe I should have been sitting curveball. 2-2 pitch. Hegeman bounces it foul, stays alive, kicks right towards us. We're set up just to the third base side of home plate here at Monte Vista High School. The third time we've made the trip here to Walnut Creek. We'll make it a couple more times. That's the Friday and Sunday coming out of the All-Star break. 2-2 high, 3-2. And after retiring the first 7, Trent Keys worked a 5-pitch walk, and now Cam Hegeman has gotten himself into a 3-2 count. Keys off first base, not really a threat to run. Payoff to Hegeman. Outside ball 4, back-to-back 1-out walks for Sonoma, and that's how you set up the top of the order. The bottom of Zach Pace's lineup continues to produce. Here now crossing into the last third of the 2025 summer. And we talk about the bottom of the lineup. Colton Boardman's job has become very important in the leadoff spot with Max Handren hitting behind him.
Yeah, Boardman needs to put together a good AB here. A couple good ones from Keys, and Hegeman spitting on the slider a little bit more, forcing White to throw it in the zone. He starts it off there with one, and that's the pitch you just have to be aware of if you're the Stompers.
Slider comes back to find the outside corner. Boardman's behind 0-1. 0-1 coming to Colton. Struck out his first time through. Here he sends a slider out to right field. Donnelly chasing back, but it looks like he has a beat on it and he makes the catch. Keys will tag and head to third base. He's in there. So the runner moves up 90 feet. Boardman's retired for the second time today, and there's second base open with the ever dangerous Max Handren coming to the plate. And Brandon Clisby barks out the signs to his infield with runners at the corners. 2 outs. The runner at first base is Hegeman. He's 3 for 4 trying to swipe Spags this season. And if he gets on and then opens up first base with Max Handren, you don't know how many pitches Max will see in the zone, but this is why he was brought in. Stompers in desperate need of a hit. Runners at the corners. They trail by 5. Takes low outside 1-0. Another first pitch slider. The lefty White takes a peek at Hageman, comes home with it. Handren takes a fastball off the corner, but given as a cold strike again, and maybe that's where David Lee will have a little bit of leeway.
See what you did there.
1-1. Handren lines it into center field, cutting over is Johnson, and it dunks in for a hit. RBI Max Handren. Sonoma's on the board. The 12th ribby for Handren in just 9 games.
And a great piece there. He got another fastball on the same corner. White tried to go right back to the same spot. Handren did a great job taking it the other way, hitting it where it's pitched, and scores a big run for the Stompers.
We talk about how difficult the job is for Colton Boardman hitting in front of Max Handren. McCann Libby, who has 15 RBIs, is going to be set up in RBI opportunities if he's hitting behind Max for his final week and change here in Sonoma. And he takes a fastball inside corner, called strike 1 to Libby. McCann probably has the hardest hit baseball so far for Sonoma. Hit a line drive out towards center field. Trey Johnson ran it down in the first. Libby takes a slider outside corner, called strike. So Inwood playing with the position of those pitches very nicely. 2 on, 2 out. Libby behind White 0-2. 5-1 Crawdads in the third. The 0-2 pitch, Libby takes way outside, 1-2.
And last time the Stompers played at Walnut Creek, Libby had a really tough day. He hit a ball to the wall in left, had a hard line drive at the first baseman who snagged that one. A couple hits taken away from him.
He did have one of the 3 hits Sonoma had against Aiden White. He strikes out swinging on a fastball, and the inning is over. Sonoma gets a run on a hit, and they leave 2. We move to the bottom of the third inning. Sonoma gets one back. They still trail Walnut Creek 5-1.
Hey, Stomper fans, if you're looking for roof services, look no further than Crandall Roofing. Crandall's dedicated team of professionals guarantees excellence. From roof repairs to installations, Crandall delivers top-notch solutions with unmatched value. One of the reasons Crandall Roofing stands out is Crandall Roofing uses only Class A fire-rated materials, and Crandall Roofing is certified by the manufacturer to extend warranties up to 50 years. Not only that, but Crandall Roofing's simple pricing plan ensures absolute transparency. Hey, with straightforward rates and no hidden fees, Crandall Roofing makes roofing solutions easy. Visit their website at crandallroofing.com or call 707 586 2500. Let your next roof be your last roof. Crandall Roofing, Diamond certified and proud partners with the Sonoma Stompers.
Cole Pacheco comes on, beg your pardon, to relieve Devin Laginto. Went just 2 innings and gave up 5 runs on 4 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. The defense committed 3 errors behind him, and Zach Pace calls on Cole Pacheco to try and get some outs here against the bottom third of the lineup. Pacheco, the 22-year-old from Turlock, California, stands 6'4", 215 pounds. Pitched last year at Indiana State. Followed his coaches out to play there. Senior is making his 3rd appearance, all of them out of a bullpen. 1 run given up, it was unearned. He faced the Crawdads and faced a minimum through 3. He turned a double play after giving up a hit. He has Riley Leininger, Chris Esquivel, and Casey Levitt McGee. And Pacheco drops down from the side to deliver a called strike 1. A guy that can move his arm slots a little bit. Stomper pitching has to just throw up a lot of zeros and let their offense get back into it. This one's lined to right field. Chasing over is Shannon. It kicks past him to the wall. Leininger rounds first and cruises into second base with a double. The hit parade continues. It's the 6th hit. Beg your pardon, just the 5th hit.
And a great piece there from Leininger up to the plate, ready to hit. Lines that one hard into right field. That's a great way to lead off an inning.
Stompers did get one back into top of this inning. They trail 5-1 here in the last of the 3rd. Now it's Chris Esquivel's turn. He reached on an error in the 1st inning. Just kicked past Colton Boardman. Pacheco looks at second and comes home. Fastball misses low and outside. 1-0 to Esquivel. Chris, 15 strikeouts. He's right now nursing a 1-for-19 stretch. Looking to break out of it for Walnut Creek. 1-0. That's a broken bat. Bouncer towards first base. That broken bat brought to you by Friedman's Home Improvement. You'll need a new piece of lumber, and if you need just about anything, you can go to Friedman's. If they don't have it, you don't need it.
Yeah, I wonder if Chris Esquivel's taken that to Jared Medham to finish off the job in the dugout.
That would be fun to see if he can get ejected without even starting the game. Walnut Creek has had a coach or player or both ejected in 3 out of the 4 times these two teams have matched up. Win or loss, doesn't matter. But with a 5-1 lead in the early going and threatening for more, no need to be perturbed if you're anybody on the Walnut Creek side. 1-1 on the way from Pacheco. Curveball behind him and it kicks to the screen to third base goes Leininger. Pulowski never had a chance. Curveball slipped out of the hand of Pacheco and went behind Chris Esquivel. Last time these teams faced off, it was a 10-5 Sonoma victory a couple Saturdays ago at Arnold Field. The Crawdads well on their way to returning that favor. It's 5-1 in the bottom of the 3rd. Runner at 3rd with nobody out with nobody out, and in comes the infield. Righty on righty, Pacheco pitches. Fastball cold strike at the knees of Esquivel, 2-2. Pacheco might have gotten a gift, or a very nice frame from Connor Pulowski brought that pitch back up to the knees to the right-handed hitting Esquivel. 2-2 pitch coming from Pacheco. Here it is, and that one hit him. Tried the curveball again, and it missed pretty much in the exact same spot that the last one did, way inside. A couple of arm side misses leads to a hit by pitch. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. Bottom of the 3rd, 5-1.
And not the first time we've seen the off-speed come out. A little bit back in the motion from Pacheco. That results in the ball missing very, out arm side. And just a tough one to start this one. You need a ground ball here, but not the way to start an outing for Cole Pacheco.
Stomper infield heads back, looking to turn a double play. And Pacheco misses to the arm side again. This time it's outside to the left-handed hitter, Casey Levitt McGee. Lazul holds the runner Esquivel at first base. Runner goes. The pitch is low, and Pulowski loses it on the transfer. Stolen base, Chris Esquivel, his 3rd. Two balls and no strikes. Dustin Cheney, the assistant coach for Walnut Creek, barks orders at the left-handed hitter Casey Levitt McGee. Dustin Cheney was the head coach for the Alameda Merchants last summer. That's where Levitt McGee played. So those two working in tandem again. And the lefty takes a called strike. Cheney, now on his third team in as many years. 2 years ago, he captained the Alameda Anchors to a BACL title, then got the move up, managed the Merchants last year, a down year for Alameda, and this year plays assistant to Brant Cummings and watches Levitt McGee take a pitch low that counts 3 balls and 1 strike. One more wide one loads him up with nobody out. And if this continues, Roman, you might have to grab a glove and eat some innings for Zach Pace. Pacheco readies with a 3-1 pitch. Levitt McGee starts, and it's a called strike anyway. Filler up, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
A nice backdoor curveball or slider from Pacheco there, paints the outside edge. A tough pitch to hit. You really have to be sitting on something outside and even sitting off speed and really intentional about taking that the other way, which Levitt McGee just didn't seem ready for.
Definitely not on a 3-1. We'll see what Pacheco comes with on a 3-2, and he just misses. Outside corner, very close pitch. Ball 4, bases loaded with nobody out, and Pacheco's in real danger of allowing his first earned run of the season. Back-to-back free passes, now loads the bases for Nico DeFazio. DeFazio didn't play at Houston Baptist last season. He's 5 for 16, and he'll come to the plate after Mike Nunez goes to the mound. The Crawdads scored 5 runs in the first inning, all of those off Devin Waginto, who finished with just those 5 runs that over 2. Cole Pacheco's come on to relieve him here in the third, and well, it hasn't gone all too well. The bases are loaded with nobody out, and the way the Stomper offense has played recently, you can't really expect them to score more than 6-7 runs. The number in the clubhouse with Coach Mayo is 4 runs. The pitching has to let the offense have a chance with 4 runs, and well, there's already 5 home.
Yeah, it's going to take a much bigger offensive effort than usual from the Stompers, but it all starts with 1. The bat's got to do that, and before that, even Cole Pacheco needs to get out of this inning.
Dustin Cheney's taking over the first base coach duties, and they're going to call Brant Cummings over to the dugout for some reason. Maybe to ask about pitching plan or something. Bases loaded, nobody out. DeFazio at the plate. Pacheco delivers. DeFazio checks his swing and doesn't go. 1-0. Time called. There's something on the field. I think it's a baseball that got away from the Stomper bullpen. Trent Keys goes to retrieve it, and now will jog back to his place out in left field. Just his second start out in left this season for Sonoma, battling through the Nick Sebastiani injury. The pitch is a called strike, 1-1. Derek Nicholson has moved from first base to third base. Coaching-wise, Dustin Cheney's taken first base, and Brant Cummings has gone to the dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike, bases full. The pitch is grounded foul right towards that Stomper bullpen. More action for Sonoma. Pacheco trying to put away DeFazio with the bases loaded and nobody out. The righty's 1-2 pitch. Low outside, and the count's 2-2. Haroon Pelja up and loosening for Sonoma. I don't know if there's a lot of other options today if you're Zach Pace. Pacheco got into just 2 games for Indiana State. 2-2. DeFazio bounces it to third base. Handren steps on third. He's going to come home. The tag is not in time. Max Handren almost made one of the nicest double plays you'll ever see. He fielded the ground ball going to the bag. His only chance to get another out would have been home. He fired it home. Pulowski received the throw and tried to make a swipe tag. Couldn't make it. It goes 5 unassisted fielder's choice. To first base goes DeFazio. Scoring is Leininger. Esquivel's erased, and to second base goes Levitt McGee. That would have been one of the greatest double plays I've ever seen. 5-2, but instead it's 6-1 the lead, and the first pitch to the leadoff hitter Johnson's a called strike. 0 for 2 on the day for the left-handed hitting center fielder. He flew out in the first, reached on an error in the second, both of those against Leginto. (6-1) Crawdads in the third. This one's bounced foul off home plate, got a piece of the hitter, and now it's 0-2 for Pacheco, who got into just 2 games for a 24-31 Sycamores team last season. Couple fun places they got to go play though. Evansville, that's a nice college baseball ballpark. They fell to Illinois State. That's a team where a long time ago, former Stomper Noah Rabin played for Sonoma. I guess that's now 2 summers ago. And time just flies these days, doesn't it?
Sycamores got to pay a visit to Murray State, who ended up going to Omaha. Had a nice run there.
I forgot about that. 0-2. Pacheco way out in front of Johnson. Right on left, the pitch is lined softly foul toward the Stomper on-field bullpen down the third base line. Sonoma has a day off from CCL action. Tomorrow they take on the Petaluma Leghorns at 6:05 at Arnold Field. It's country night. If you're a country fan, there'll be a lot of music. You can wear your stirrups and boots out to Arnold Field tomorrow, 6:05, the first pitch. 0-2 offer. Pacheco misses low, 1-2. Pacheco needs to turn a double play and get the Stompers out of this inning with just a run. Zach Pace sort of hung out to dry. You can't go to Haroon Pelcha too early after getting just 2 innings out of your starter. 1-2 offer from Cole. That one's hit to second. Libby, it kicks under his glove into shallow right field. 1 run's going to score. Coach Nicholson's going to send up a late stop sign. Levitt McGee scores. First to third goes DeFazio. Holding at first base on the E4. Johnson's now been aboard on 2 errors. That would have been a very tough double play to turn, but you need at least 1. The Stompers don't get any 4 errors, and they've gotten just 7 outs. Johnson runs. Pulowski's going to throw down. In time is the throw, and in time is the tag. Trey Johnson thrown out by Connor Pulowski, and that's something he does exceptionally well behind the plate. The 15th runner he's thrown out. That's just the 9th runner. He does have 14 assists behind the plate. 9 out of 26, Pulowski throwing out runners. That one's in there for a called strike, 1-1. So Johnson gunned out on the bases, 2nd out of the inning. 2 home and another runner at third base, 7-1 Walnut Creek. Pacheco has been exclusively out of the stretch. Comes home. There's a curveball inside corner at the knees called strike 1 and 2. And this is every single coach is getting to do everything this inning. Brant Cummings is now returned to the field to coach first base. Dustin Cheney back to the dugout. 1-2. That one gets past Pulowski, and easily scoring from third base is DeFazio, who reached on a fielder's choice, moved up to third on an error, and then scored on a wild pitch. 8-1. And Walnut Creek really needed this one. 5 runs yesterday. 3 and 0 of the 2 goes in slow. So they've scored 8 runs. They'd scored 8 runs in the 27 innings entering today. They've scored 8 runs in now 2 innings and a little bit extra here today. That's how you break out of an offensive slump.
And I've just put together good ABs up and down the lineup, everyone contributing, putting in the ball in play most of the time. It was just 2 strikeouts for Devin Laginto, and reaching on errors, doing everything right, hitting the ball hard, forcing a lot of errors from the Stompers. A great way to break out of a slump.
A pitch. Pacheco misses just inside. And now the count runs full 3-2. Five in the first, 3 here in the third. 8-1 is the Walnut Creek cushion. Pacheco will step off before delivering a payoff to Brady Wilson, who's walked and struck out. Three balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Pacheco induces a ground ball foul, and Haroon Pelges getting bothered almost every play, throwing in the on-field bullpen, set up down the left field line. Payoff pitch with 2 outs and the bases empty. That ball's hit a ton to center, but Cam Hageman has a beat on it. It found a barrel, but it also finds a glove, and the inning is over. The Crawdads get another 3 runs by the aid of just 1 hit. Roman Raffelli takes over the play-by-play duties in the top of the 4th in what's now an 8-1 lead for the Crawdads.
The Sonoma Stompers are grateful to have Bank of Marin as a returning sponsor. Bank of Marin's philosophy is banking built on trust and relationships. Bank of Marin's creative and customized solutions safely and confidently support your growth and success now and into the future. Whether you're a sole proprietor forging ahead with your first company or the CEO of a well-established corporation, Bank of Marin's local bankers will work side by side with you to help you reach your financial goals. Bank of Marin, the official financial institution of the Sonoma Stompers.
At Ricci Vineyards, we feel that wine and baseball are the perfect pairing, and we are proud supporters of our Sonoma Stompers. Our family-run vineyard has been farming and growing grapes and carneros for over 40 years. We encourage you to witness our wine journey and check out our selection of boutique offerings at RicciVineyards.com.
The Stompers are proud to have Adams Chiropractic as our official chiropractor. Keeping our players healthy and in the lineup is our #1 priority. And Adams Chiropractic is right there every step of the way, thanks to Dr. Lawrence Adams.
Paul Lazul leads off the top of the 4th. The Stompers down 7 runs to the Crawdads through the first 3 frames. It'll be Lazul, Matthias Haas, and Connor Pulowski, the 3 brought up and set down in the 2nd by Aiden White, who takes the mound for the 4th inning. Delivers a first pitch ball to Lazul. Left on left. Fastball misses outside. Now 2-0. Lazul had a home run in last night's ballgame. That 2-run shot lifted to deep right field, and that ultimately lifted the Stompers to a victory over the Merchants. Now fouls off the first pitch he sees in the zone. That one back over the third base dugout. The Stompers sit in sole possession of first place in the CCL North, but find themselves down 7 early after Devin Laginto went just 2 innings. Fourth pitch to Lazul in on the hands, now 3-1. And there's some stretching in the on-field bullpen for the Crawdads, but no serious movement yet. The 3-1 outside corner called strike 2, now 3-2. Lazul exchanges pleasantries with David Lee. Pitch on the outside corner, given about a ball to a ball and a half off for most of the afternoon. This one hit hard towards second base. A diving play from Esquivel. He stands up and throws out Lazul. And an excellent play there from Chris Esquivel. The ball hit hard, bounced about a foot in front of him, ranging to his left between himself and the first baseman, Ewens. He short-picked it while diving face first, snagged it on the short hop, and threw out Lazul. The 4-3 brings up Matthias Haas, who's 0 for 10 with the Stompers, a pair of strikeouts, 3 runs scored, and a walk. He's DHing for the 3rd consecutive ball game, and he takes a first pitch ball outside. Haas hit .303 with the Tulane Wave this last spring. Had a fantastic season with Tulane. 40 RBIs, 4 home runs, 21 doubles, 63 total hits, and he had 30 free passes. So if that's not a stomper, I don't know what is. This one grounded to short, and it off the glove of DeFazio. So the first stomper to reach, the first stomper to reach in the inning is Matthias Haas. It goes E6. And now an error goes in favor of the Stompers with 1 gone in the 4th. It brings up Connor Pulowski. And the Walnut Creek scoreboard has awarded a hit, so maybe it's the first hit for Haas, although that one, rolled up the glove of DeFazio, but that's not my decision. A base hit goes to Haas. Now Pulowski 0-1 in his second AB against White. He's grounded out to DeFazio at short the first time. That was in the 2nd inning. He now takes a fastball low, 0-2.
Maybe that's what Matthias Haas needs, just to see a hit go up in that, get that 0 out of the H category on his scoreline for the summer.
The lefty delivers the ball outside. They check back on Haas at first, but he slides back in time. Now a 1-2 count to Pulowski. Stomper backstop, walks more than he strikes out. 11 hits. That's also more than his strikeouts. And now takes another fastball out. 2-2. Thanks for joining us, Roman Raffelli, Kieran Costa here on the Stompers Radio Network. 8-1 Crawdads through 3 1/3. 2-2 inside on the feet of Pulowski. Now 3-2. A nice battle back here from Connor. All of a sudden, 3-2 count, runner on first. The Stompers building a little 1-out rally in the top of the 4th.
Sonoma just needs base runners really any which way they can get them.
Haas takes off. It's a swinging strikeout from Pulowski to throw, not in time to get Haas. So Pulowski strikes out swinging, but Stompers get out of the strike him out, throw him out.
First swipe for Haas, and now his 3rd game.
So it's 2 gone in the 4th. The Stompers bring Brady Shannon to the plate. He flew out to right in the 3rd. That ball hit hard, but a little under it was Shannon. 15 walks, 19 hits, and 33 strikeouts on the season. He hammers this one to the left center gap. It's down in front of Johnson. It gets to the wall. Haas comes around to score on a jog. Shannon cruises into second base. A 2-out extra base hit, scores a run. It's 8-2 Crawdads.
Yeah, Haas getting to second base there really mattered. That's how he could score from second on that double. Has stolen just 5 bases in 97 games at Tulane. He's bought into the Stomper way immediately, won in just 3 games after that.
So the 2-out double from Shannon scores what's his 22nd RBI on the year. And brings up Trent Keys, who walked and scored the Stompers' first run. That was last inning. He takes a first pitch slider outside and low.
Yeah, Shannon and Boardman, the two pushing to win the RBI battle for Sonoma. Shannon now leads at 22-20.
A big one there. The Stompers looking to climb back in this one. Just have to get it piece by piece, at bat by at bat. The 1-0 to Keys, misses outside with a fastball, 2-0. And there's some gradual throwing in the Crawdad bullpen. The 2-0 in for a strike to the lefty Keys.
Trent, ahead in the count, 2-1. You really have to try and just keep this inning alive if you're Sonoma.
Left on left, White comes set, Shannon at second. The pitch to Keys, outside corner, low. Now 3-1 to Trent Keys, who, if you haven't heard us say it before, has 17 walks on the season, as well as 16 hit by pitches and just 17 strikeouts. The 3-1 bounce up the middle. Esquivel charges, throws on the run, not in time, and it gets under the glove of John Ewens. Brady Shannon comes across to score, and Trent Keys cruises into second. All of a sudden, the Stompers get 2 in the inning and climb that much closer to the Dads.
That's a hit as well. No error was put on the board there. I mean, that means it's an RB. Oh, there's the error going up on the board.
I believe it'll be a hit to Keys and then an error to move him from first to second, so I don't think he gets the RBI. But a run scored goes on the board. Now, Keys stands on second. He trades places with Brady Shannon and brings up the 9-hole Cam Hegman, who had his 5th walk of the season in the 3rd. He's got 9 hits in just a handful of games for the Stompers. He's scored 4 times. So it's right on left. First pitch in the dirt. Excuse me, I guess left on right. The lefty White on the bump. Now 3 2/3 thrown, and the Stompers break up his earned run drought. Although I suppose they did that last inning. But nonetheless, the Stompers get the bats going, working back into this ball game. A tough one against the Crawdads, who came into this one as hungry as I've seen a ball club before. It hit a really rough weekend. Now 1-1 to Hegman, fouled back over the first base dugout. 1-2.
Got a couple other CCL North teams in action. The Blues take on the first team in the CCL South. That's the Santa Barbara Foresters. That game's 1-1 in the 5th out in Santa Barbara. And the Legends scored 2 in the 1st. They lead Alameda 2-1, just getting started in Menlo Park.
The 1-2 misses outside and low. He went slider, tried to work it back door. He couldn't finish it, so it's 2-2 to Hegman. White set at the chest, takes a look back at Keys. The pitch home, hit hard right at Trent Keys, but fielded by DeFazio, who throws across just in time to get Cam Hegman. The putout goes 6-3, and the Stompers score 2 on a pair of hits and an error. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network. The Melbourne native Haroon Pelja takes the bump for the Stompers in the bottom of the 4th. And it was a short event for Cole Pacheco, an inning, a hit, 3 runs, a walk and a hit batter, and they're in the field also behind him. It was a messy 3rd inning. And now he gives way to Haroon Pelja. Pelja faced Donnelly, Ewens, and Clisby, the 3-4-5 first pitch in the dirt.
Yeah, Pacheco, all 3 runs will be earned because the error on Johnson was erased on the Pulowski caught stealing, I believe. Pelja makes his 7th appearance. He's 2-0 with a 1.28 earned run average. 3 of those have been starts, and 3 of those have been out of the bullpen. Out of the pen, it's 1 earned run in 7 innings for Pelja.
He jams Donnelly, who sends a flare into shallow center, but it gets down in the circle of Libby, Hegeman, and Shannon. So a jam job results in a leadoff single for Joey Donnelly. You can't pay to get that guy off the pads. He's got 3 singles today.
Yeah, I had the infield single off the edge of a bat that died in the grass back in the 1st inning, and then that one just a little cue shot.
And brings up now Ryan Ellis hitting for John Ewens. First pitch to Ellis misses high and out. Ellis, a .235 campaign for the Crawdads so far. That's 12 hits, 11 runs scored, 3 doubles, 11 RBI, 14 walks, and just 4 strikeouts. Pitch in there, fastball, high 3rd, called strike. Now 1-1 the count to Ellis. He's a redshirt sophomore, played his spring at the University of Texas Arlington, originally from Peoria, Arizona.
Must have watched a lot of spring training in his youth.
Fouls this one back, straight back behind home plate. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pelja working ahead. First Stomper to really do so.
Yeah, Pelja got a start here in Walnut Creek, 5 shutout innings, worked in and out of a lot of trouble.
A guy who just goes onto the bump and battles. Has been a key piece in the Stomper pitching staff. He picks back at Donnelly, and it went off the glove of Lazula into Donnelly, not into right field.
Yeah, it takes you back to yesterday when a pickoff throw went awry from Kyle Sayo, and it bounced off the first place umpire, and the Stompers were gifted a 3rd out in that inning.
And give Gary Frieders the assist on the rundown. The 1-2 to Ellis, popped up 3rd base line. Handren has a beat on it and can't make the catch. So it falls in behind Max Handren, and we'll do 1-2 again. Donnelly stands off first. He singled his 3rd single of the ball game. That comes in just 4 innings. Pinch hitter Ellis for John Ewens, now in a 1-2 count with Haroon Pelja. Haroon set at the belt, picks back to Donnelly, and a nice move, but not an outrageous lead from Donnelly. He gets back standing up.
Yeah, Pelja had the double pickoff play coming out of the bullpen in slow, 1st and 2nd. A righty inside move. Back picked a runner off 2nd, and the Blues ran themselves into a double play.
A swinging strike 3, a nice off-speed from Pelja gets Ryan Ellis well ahead of it. First strikeout for Pelja, and the move to the bench doesn't work for Brent Cummings and the Crawdads. They'll bring Brandon Clisby, the catcher, up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored so far against the Stompers.
Yeah, you wonder why John Ewens, the hottest hitter in the CCL, comes out of this ball game. You'd hope it's not an injury.
First pitch called strike to Clisby. Pelzer set, delivers, and outside with the slider. Pelzer also plays his college ball at Youngstown State, though he's been through several college programs. Him and Brady Shannon teammates this last spring. The 1-1 fouled back over the first base line.
Pelger now pitching in the 4th inning. You want him to get, 4 out of him?
And the pitching sheet we have has just 3 guys on it, Pelger, Pacheco, and Christian Klosterman. Now, seen 2 of those, and it's the bottom of the 4th. They check back on Donnelly again, but he's back in time. Pelger gets the sign, takes a look, delivers. It's a nice off-speed in on the hands. He swords Brandon Clisby, sets him down. Now back-to-back strikeouts for Pelger. And a chance for a shutdown inning for the Stompers in this one.
Would be much needed.
And it's not the difference maker, but it's a start to getting the momentum back and climbing back here at the home of the Crawdads. Riley Leininger, the lefty, stands in a double and a single so far today. Takes first pitch strike on the outside corner. He's also scored twice.
For Pelger, it's strikeouts number 19 and 20. He's now about to finish off his 22nd inning of work.
Takes a look back, delivers home. This one in the dirt, and they're going to pick back at Donnelly, who got back just in time. A nice recovery. That ball in the dirt. Pulowski put a nice block on it, knew immediately where it was, barehanded it and threw it in practically one motion down to Paul Lazul, who put down a good tag, but Donnelly able to get under it. It's 1-1. Pelger set at the belt. Lifts, delivers, a check swing. They'll appeal behind the mound, and he didn't go.
That's a tough one. That's another one where it's a tough setup for the umpires. Both of them are on the right side of the infield. Usually you'd appeal to the umpire behind third base. There's nobody there, and Eric Thompson defaults to no swing.
Pelger from the stretch. The 2-1 hit hard but foul down the third base line over the third base dugout, and it's 2-2. Pelger, a guy who's both started and appeared from the bullpen for the Stompers, fills up the zone, throws strikes, lets the defense work, but he's also got the strikeout stuff and has been effective. A guy that just battles on the bump, looking to win the battle here and strike out the side. Lifts 2-2, inside corner, but low. Now a full count to Riley Leininger. Pelger gets the sign from Pulowski, looks to first, and comes set. The payoff pitch hit hard into deep left center field, over the glove of Cam Hegeman. Brady Shannon now recovers it, and the throw over the head of Colton Boardman. It rolls in just in time. Is Leininger to third base. So it's a 2-out triple from Riley Leininger. He now has a single, a double, and a triple in the ball game.
Yeah, I just sent that one to right center field. Hegeman was the only guy that had a play on it and up and over his glove, maybe a little too aggressive on the route. And you are now unable to get the shutdown inning, and the lead's back to 6.
So it brings up Chris Esquivel, who was hit by a pitch in the third and reached on an error by Colton Boardman in the first. First pitch fastball, lower third, strike one called. And if you're wondering, Esquivel broke his bat in the third inning at bat. It was actually snapped on the joke that we made by Jared Medham there. Just helped him out to finish it. And this one fouled off of home plate.
Pulaski tried to grab it and tag him, but not convincing enough to David Lee.
Now, and Pulaski threw out Johnson in the last inning, the third inning. It was the 18th caught stealing by Sonoma catchers.
This one chopped to Handren at third. He takes a step back. Fields throws in time to get Esquivel. The 5-3 putout ends the inning. A run comes across to score on a pair of hits. Pelcha strikes out 2 in his first inning of work, but the Stompers find themselves down 6, 9-3 in favor of the Crawdads here on the Sonoma Stompers Radio Network.
Flybird Margarita is our new and delicious cocktail that's ready to go, no bartender needed. Flybird Margarita.
The Sonoma Stompers are grateful to have Bank of Marin as a returning sponsor. Bank of Marin's philosophy is banking built on trust and relationships. Bank of Marin's creative and customized solutions safely and confidently support your growth and success now and into the future. Whether you're a sole proprietor forging ahead with your first company or the CEO of a well-established corporation, Bank of Marin's local bankers will work side by side with you to help you reach your financial goals. Bank of Marin, the official financial institution of the Sonoma Stompers.
Colton Boardman leads off the top of the 5th, and it's not Aiden White on the bump. He exits after going 4 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which earned. He walked a pair of Stompers and struck out 6. He gives way to Nathan Nino, the hard-throwing righty. Gets Boardman to pop one up foul behind home plate. Now 1-1 the count. Boardman 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. Whiffs on an off speed there. Now 1-2 the count. Nino working exclusively from the stretch. Gets the sign from Clisby and delivers a back foot slider low. So it's 2-1 now, or 2-2, excuse me, now 3-2 to Colton Boardman.
A myriad of defensive changes. The outfield is now Ellis, who came into the game. He's in left field. Levitt McGee moves to center. Cam Taylor enters the game to play right field.
This one chopped at the second baseman, Esquivel, who fields on a hop, throws in time to get Boardman.
That's also a new first baseman. That's Joey Donnelly, who moves from right field to first base. So Trey Johnson's out of the game. Cam Taylor will now hit in the leadoff spot. He'll be due up third this upcoming inning.
So the leadoff retire, that's Colton Boardman. Max Handren hits after him. It's a single and a K on the board for Handren so far. First pitch, hard fastball outside corner, strike 1.
He's faced Sonoma before, 2 1/3 innings, 2 earned runs, 2 hits. He walked 5. He hasn't walked anybody since in the 6 innings after that.
The 0-1 misses high and out. The slow delivery into Handren. It's a fastball outside corner. Called strike 2. Handren didn't love the call. The 1-2 misses outside and low. Nino is working from a windup. I had said it was a stretch earlier. It's a really slow stretch when he wants it, or he can kind of speed it up. He starts shoulder pointed at home plate and then kind of just slowly rocks and takes a couple slow steps and delivers. This one hit high and deep to left. Going back is Ellis at the wall, makes the catch, and takes one away from Max Handren there. 2 up, 2 down for Nathan Nino.
Right, Handren was late on that pitch and drove it out to left field. Ellis was just angling around, got all twisted up, battling the sun, but came down with it and banged out into the wall in left field, and that's his first defensive test. He's done a very nice job.
Brings to the plate McCann Libby, a line out and a strikeout for the Frisco native. First pitch, slider in for a strike on the lower third.
Menlo Park's opened up a 5-1 lead over Alameda. That one out at the College of San Mateo, and the Foresters have jumped back out in front 5-2 over San Luis Obispo. So those teams all battling here for the top spot, trying to chase down Sonoma. Alameda entered play 1 game back, these Crawdads 1.5 back, and Slow 2 back.
A chance for the Crawdads to get some serious leverage back after losing all weekend long. The 0-2 misses in on the hands to Libby. Excuse me, the 0-1, or 1-1, now 2-1. Two-one inside edge with the slider, now 2-2. Libby played his last couple seasons with the Navarro Bulldogs, headed to Louisiana Tech, and here in just a couple of weeks.
Getting up on that 8 days, I think, will be his last one.
Setting a battle with Nino. The 2-2 outside corner misses. And a loud grunt as Nino delivered that one. The 2-2 high now. 3-2 was high now. Ball 4 to Libby. He's aboard with 2 outs.
Stompers need to just get a run every inning from here, and defense throws up some zeros. You just have to battle if you're Sonoma offensively.
And brings to the plate Paul Lazul, who had a hit taken from him by Chris Esquivel in the top of the 4th. He also struck out in the 2nd. Fouls out the first pitch he sees, 0-1. Esquivel delivers low and in the dirt. A nice block from Clisby keeps Libby at first base. Now 1-1. Slowing the pace down, gets the sign from Clisby and delivers. It's chopped foul down the first base line.
This has just been a tough go for Sonoma. You put yourself down in a 5-0 hole early, that turns into 8-1 when you finally scratch one across, and then you get 2 back. It was 8-3, things were looking up, and then a 2-out triple from Leininger back to a 6-run deficit.
Now the 1-2 to Lazul. Hit hard into deep center field. McGee chases back at the wall and can't make the catch up against it. Had to jump in it. Snow-coned out of the glove. We'll see how it's ruled, but it scores a run for the Stompers. McCann Libby goes first all the way around, and Lazul cruises into second base.
Yeah, 3rd consecutive game with an extra base hit for Paul Lazul. He had a double 2 games ago, a homer yesterday. He adds a double here. Sonoma not going away.
That's the 13th RBI on the year for Paul Lazul, and keeps the inning rolling. It's Mateus Haas, the DH for the Stompers. He singled. That was his first Stomper hit in the fourth. He also struck out in the second. First pitch he sees, he fouls back over the Stomper dugout.
And we've got the first hit out of the way. We have the first runs out of the way. Get an RBI here. Get your team back within a slam.
The 0-1 check swing. Yes, the check to first base. The appeal says he did. It's now 0-2. Nino set, delivers. It's hit hard down the right field line. Lands in fair territory. 2 hops the wall. It'll bring across Paul Lazul. And you said it, Kieran. How about the first RBI off a 2-out double from Matthias Haas?
I don't know. That's an opposite announcer jinx. I said it would. I just willed it into fruition for Sonoma. Back-to-back 2-out doubles. It's back to 4. And Devin Laginto, the first guy out of the dugout to pick up Paul Lazul. And that's something you have to love about Devin. He wears his heart on his sleeve both on the mound, and you know he's kicking himself for a couple pitches that he made in that first inning. He still is really bleeding for the name on the front of the uniform now that he's done all that he has as a competitor himself.
First pitch to Connor Pulowski misses high. Nathan Nino, not the ideal first inning of work.
And what do we say? Remember how many times we talked about Brady Shannon not getting his first hit? He had a little seeing eye single and then tripled the next at-bat. He had his first 2 Stomper hits in as many at-bats. Haas, I mean, it only took him 3 games. We got that little ground ball past the second baseman. The official scorer rules it a hit. How about an opposite field double the next time? It's really all about just seeing that first one go.
Pulowski in a 1-1 battle with Nino. Haas, as mentioned, stands on second base. The pitch to Pulowski bounces in there. A nice read and a nice block. Haas doesn't move. Clisby, excuse me. Nice block behind home plate. Stompers looking to battle back against the Crawdads. They gave up a 5-run first that has ultimately been a tough hole to dig out of, but they inch ever closer. 9-5. The pitch to Pulowski, high and in, 3-1. Nino, who walked 5 last time he faced the Stompers, in danger of walking 1 here. He walked McCann Libby, and that ultimately started the 2-out rally.
He walked McCann Libby on a 2-strike count with 2 outs, and nobody aboard. But now Pulowski, he could be keying in on a fastball 3-1.
The 3-1 to Pulowski, fouled back. Now payoff pitch, Haas on second, running on the delivery. I guess not guaranteed, but
I would be shocked.
A ball in play.
Running on contact play, obviously, with 2 away.
The 3-2 outside ball for to Pulowski. Now a pair of walks sandwich a pair of doubles, and the Stompers threatening in the 5th.
It's going to prompt a meeting from Dustin Cheney.
Yeah, Cheney will take a slow walk out. He goes to the bullpen because, the Stompers got on Aiden White towards the end. He ended up giving up 3 against the Stompers, though he struck out 6 through 4. And they go to Nathan Nino, who just hasn't quite had the Stompers number in a previous outing or in this one. He got the first 2 outs, then a walk, a pair of doubles, and a walk. Now first and second, 2 outs, and just a 4-run lead.
Yeah, the game at the College of San Mateo has gotten out of hand in a hurry. It's 9-1 Menlo Park. Menlo Park is putting together competitive games against Alameda and Walnut Creek, 2 top teams in the north. Sonoma's taken 7 out of 8 games. And they have 15 losses. Sonoma's half of them, just about.
And the one that they got from the Stompers was a 1-run game that was very nearly flipped. The ball off the bat of Hadian Hahn was snagged by, I believe, the first baseman, Will Robbins, and that ended the game in the 9th.
I mean, you turn that into a series split. There's now 5 teams in contention. Sonoma doesn't have first place. Menlo Park's aggressively in shouting distance, too. They're only 5.5 back, the way they've been playing up to these opponents.
Brady Shannon stands in, and he's hit by the first pitch. The opposite of a productive mound visit results in a free pass on the first ball out of the hand of Nino. Now bases loaded for Trent Keys.
Yeah. Mike Nunes, you could hear him clearly from that dugout here, and it's been a lively Stomper dugout, but the pressure's on him. Nino has to come into the zone here. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and he's given up walk, hit by pitch for the last 2 hitters. That would force in a run.
And it's right on left in favor of Trent Keys. The first pitch, outside corner, misses the zone. Keys 9 hits on the year for the Stompers. Obviously just finds ways on base. He's got 3 doubles and a triple in those 9 hits, half of them for extras. The 1-0 hit hard into left field. Ellis makes the grab above his head, so a line drive right at the left fielder. Ryan Ellis ends the 2-out rally, but the Stompers scratch across a pair. They're within 4 of the Crawdads. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. This game only half done at Monte Vista High School. We'll be right back on the Sonoma Stompers Radio Network.
Flybird Margarita is our new and delicious cocktail that's ready to go, no bartender needed. Flybird Margarita is crafted in Mexico with 100% Mexican.
The Sonoma Stompers are grateful to have Bank of Marin as a returning sponsor. Bank of Marin's philosophy is banking built on trust and relationships. Bank of Marin's creative and customized solutions safely and confidently support your growth and success now and into the future. Whether you're a sole proprietor forging ahead with your first company or the CEO of a well-established corporation, Bank of Marin's local bankers will work side by side with you to help you reach your financial goals. Bank of Marin, the official financial institution of the Sonoma Stompers.
The Stompers got 2 back in the top half and look for a clean inning. They've thrown just 1 against the Dads in this one. It was the 2nd inning. Neither team scored, but since then every half inning has had a run. Haroon Pelja enters his 2nd inning of work. Gets a first pitch swing and a fly ball to deep right center field, but into the glove of Cam Hegeman. Casey Levitt-McGee flies out to start the inning, and Pelja looking for a quick one to get the bats back out. The Stompers scored 2 in the top. That was on 2 hits and 2 walks. He also hit Brady Shannon, but they left 3 on base. A hard line drive from Trent Keys right into the glove of Ryan Ellis. Now, first pitch to Nico DeFazio in for a strike. Nice off speed to start the count from Haroon Pelja. Pelja working exclusively from the stretch. Comes set, delivers, bounces in there, the check swing, and he did not go, according to Ron Massa, down the first base line. DeFazio 0 for 1 with a fielder's choice. He scored a run after the fielder's choice. That was in the 3rd inning. Grounded out to Max Handren. He's hit 2 balls to the third baseman Handren, 1 for a putout and 1 the fielder's choice. Now 1-1 from Pelja, and it hits the bat behind Nico DeFazio. He ducked, the ball was right at him, but he didn't drop the bat quick enough. It tips off the barrel, and now it's a 1-2 count in favor of Haroon Pelja. Cam Taylor stands on deck. He came into the ball game to play right field. Donnelly went to first. The 1-2 from Pelja hit hard on the ground to Handren down the third base line. He throws across in time to get Lazul. Now 3 ground balls from Nico DeFazio to Max Handren at third. And 2 up, 2 down for Haroon Pelja, looking for the first 1-2-3 inning from Stomper pitching. He'll have Cam Taylor in front of him for the third. Taylor plays his college ball at Eastern Kentucky. A .212 average. That's 11 hits, 12 runs scored, as well as 12 walks, 16 strikeouts for the Dads so far this summer. First pitch misses high. Pelja gets the sign from Pulowski. Pauses, takes a breath, delivers home. It's a fastball just low. Now 2-0 to Cam Taylor. Taylor bats from the left, takes the ball in the dirt from Pelja. Now 3-0. Pelja, who got the first 2 efficiently, now struggling to find the zone against Cam Taylor. The 3-0 outside corner, strike 1. Now 3-1 to Taylor. Pelja set. Outside corner with the fastball. Strike number 2. Battling back in the count. Just 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 inning. Pelja, the 3-2, hit hard right back at him under the glove. It's a 2-out single from Cam Taylor. So the 1-2-3 inning avoided by the Crawdads. They just found ways to put the ball in play. They've lived in the gaps all game long. And it brings up the DH, Brady Wilson.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a 2-out base runner. Cam Taylor, we have seen him swipe a couple of bags already this season against Sonoma, but this is a guy you need to get in Brady Wilson. You have to pick up the shutdown inning, which has just been so tough for Sonoma.
First pitch inside to Wilson. A walk, a strikeout, and a flyout so far.
Four steals for Cam Taylor.
Pitch misses low and out. Another slider from Pelja, now behind 2-0. Pelja set, takes a look. 2-0. Grounded foul down the third base line.
This is such an important inning. All of a sudden, you look back at the scoreboard, and if you get out of this here, you're down 4 going to the 6th. Yeah, it being 9-5 makes it a little more difficult to overcome than 4-0. That's 3 bloops and a blast, and just like that, you're back to level.
Pelja set. Delivers the slider. It doesn't land. Misses inside. Now 3-1.
Yeah, Pelja was in and out of trouble so much to start here in Walnut Creek, but this inning started so well. Fly out, ground out, and then a 3-2 single from Taylor. You're pushing the pitch count of Pelja.
3-1. Taylor goes. The throw from Pulaski beats him there. The tag in time to get Cameron Taylor. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Haroon Pelja, courtesy of the caught stealing. That goes 2-4. We'll head to the top of the 6th. The Stompers threatening on the heels of the Crawdads. It's 9-5 here on the Sonoma Stompers Radio Network.
At Ricci Vineyards, we feel that wine and baseball are the perfect pairing, and we are proud supporters of our Sonoma Stompers. Our family-run vineyard has been farming and growing grapes and carneros for over 40 years. We encourage you to witness our wine journey and check out our selection of boutique offerings at RicciVineyards.com.
The Stompers are proud to have Adams Chiropractic as our official chiropractor. Keeping our players healthy and in the lineup is our #1 priority. And Adams Chiropractic is right there every step of the way, thanks to Dr. Lawrence Adams.
Cresco Rents. What you need, when you need it. And we show you how to use it. It's simple. You choose it, you use it. We have the right tool for every job. Never buy it, never store it. When you need it, just rent it.
I'm Chris Smith, president of Cresco. If you need it, Cresco's got it.
All over the Bay Area and online at CrescoRent.com.
Cam Hegman puts down a bunt down the third base line, but it goes foul.
Good idea from Cam, and I feel like our sideline reporter Caden Sanders should have taught Walnut Creek a lesson. She works at a pool. What's the first rule at a pool? Don't run on the lifeguard. They've tried it twice and it hasn't worked either time. Connor Pulaski's thrown out both 2 runners that have tried to steal today.
It's 0-1 Nino to Hegman, outside corner called strike number 2. Nino pitched the 5th. He gave up 2 runs on 2 hits and 3 free passes, 2 walks, and a hit by pitch. And frankly, he got a little bit lucky that Trent Keys hit his line drive right at Ryan Ellis and left. He gets a strikeout of Hegman to start the 6th. And that's the first strikeout of Nino's evening, and it brings the order to the top, Colton Boardman. Boardman on the evening, a strikeout, a flyout, and a groundout. Looking to avoid a pop-out and getting out in pretty much every way. First pitch fouled back at home plate, 0-1 to Boardman.
Boardman entering today was back up, flirting with the 300 mark. He was 286, 0 for 3 though, but definitely a couple more trips in the cards today for Colton.
Yeah, Boardman on the year, 29 hits. That's 5 doubles and 24 singles. A couple of those as bunts. A scrappy ball player at the top of the lineup. The defense has struggled as of late, but nonetheless, a trusted bat at the top. He's behind 0-1 to Nathan Nino. Lifts the leg, delivers, outside corner. Called a ball, now 1-1. Second pitch misses outside, now 2-1 to Boardman. Looking for a spark with 1 gone in the 6th. The pitch from Nino, fouled back again. Boardman just on top of that one. And the momentum feels like it's slightly shifted in favor of the Stompers. No sound at all from the Walnut Creek dugout versus a fairly cheery Stomper dugout down the third base line. The 2-2 fouled back again from Boardman. Putting together a good AB.
Yeah, we just need to push deeper and deeper into this Crawdad bullpen. That's probably the best course of action if you're Sonoma. And yesterday's game, that was a 6-5 loss. They only used 3 pitchers.
The 2-2 misses outside. There's some life from the Crawdad dugout. They thought they had strike 3, although that pitch missed 3 or 4 balls outside. Now a full count to Colton Boardman at the top. Nino delivers, and he gets a strike 3 swing from Colton Boardman.
Yeah, well, the last inning started with 2 quick outs, and then Sonoma had 5 consecutive players reach, which netted them 2 runs.
Third baseman Max Handren.
So it brings to the plate Max Handren, a single, a strikeout, and a flyout. The flyout crushed at the wall in left. It nearly got out, but grabbed by, at the time, Casey Levitt McGee. First pitch misses, is a called strike on the high third of the zone.
That was the first play Ellis had in left field, made a tumbling catch, twisted up at the wall in left, but this is now your second look at Nino. If you're Handren, left on right, you have the advantage.
Now with the advantage, you got to watch the off-speed stuff. Hunt a fastball here. He's seen 2. 1 missed high, 1 was called on the top third of the zone. The 1-1 misses out, now 2-1. Nino, not the most efficient pitcher we've seen so far in this one, but has struck out the first 2 he's seen in the inning.
Yeah, Nino, a guy that can be lengthened out, though he started the last time he pitched. That was 5 innings.
Gets a called strike number 2 on the outside corner with the fastball. Now just a pitch away from striking out the side. The 2-2, fastball low and in, now a full count, the second in as many batters, top of the order, making Nino earn it. The payoff pitch to Handren popped up into shallow left field. Ryan Ellis battles the sun, but makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 for the Stompers in the top of the 6th. We'll head to the bottom half, 9-5 Crawdads over the Stompers.
Bashan's original Japanese barbecue sauce was born from founder Justin Gill's multi-generational family recipe that was passed down to him by his Bashan. Now, the multi-generational family recipe has inspired the bold, fresh umami flavor and clean ingredients in all of Bashan's sauces, including their new Japanese dipping sauces. Find Bashan's sauces at your local grocery store today. Bashan's, a tradition of bold, fresh umami flavor, and proud sponsor of the Sonoma Stompers.
I'm Sean DeBoard. I'm a pitcher at Westmont College. You're listening to Sonoma Stompers Radio Network.
Arun Pelja set for his 3rd inning of work, and he's kept the Stompers in the ball game in those 2. He gave up a run. That was after the leadoff single from Joey Donnelly in the 4th, but he worked a 1-2-3 inning after a single by Cam Taylor in the 5th. Taylor tried to steal second, and he was gunned down by Connor Pulowski. Now the second caught stealing, both in the 1 spot, actually. Trey Johnson in the 3rd, and then Cam Taylor in the 5th. The 6th inning starts with Brady Wilson, who saw a bit of Pelja before the caught stealing at second. Oh for 2 with a walk and a run scored. That came in the 1st inning. First pitch, slider, strike 1 from Pelja.
Yeah, there's a righty up and walking around for Walnut Creek. Maybe he's just going to go sit back down, though. Nathan Nino could be extended for a very long time.
0-1 in there, outside corner with a fastball. Now 0-2 for Pelja.
Braden Barnes, who has an immaculate inning this season, is also available. We'll see how late this game goes.
0-2 hit hard at Hanger, and he makes a nice pick at third, throws on the run, and it's picked by Lazul on the other. And a couple of nifty glove plays sets down Brady Wilson.
They both made the exact same pick.
It brings up Joey Donnelly, who, if stats and trends of the game of baseball have taught me anything, he's probably going to single. He had one in the first inning, had one in the second inning, and had one in the fourth inning. It's been a great day for the Baylor Bear. Stands in on the left side. First pitch from Pelja is popped up just over our heads. The 0-1 to Donnelly skips in there with an off speed. Now 1-1 the count. Pelja set, gets the sign from Pulowski, delivers. It's fouled back. Now ahead of Donnelly, 1-2. Thanks for joining us on the Stompers Radio Network. Roman Raffelli, Kieran Costa. Stompers on the road today, but back at home against the Petaluma Leghorns tomorrow. Can catch that first pitch at 6:05. Pregame show at 5:50. Pelja set. The 1-2 delivery. Outside corner called strike 3. The first out of Donnelly of the evening is a backwards K. He stands in the box, displeased with the call, and slowly walks towards the dugout. It's the third strikeout for Pelja, and now first two up were set down. Brings up Ryan Ellis. Second at bat for Ellis. He struck out in the fourth. That was the first K from Pelja. Misses low with a slider, 1-0. What started as a hot one at Duncanville has cooled off into a very pleasant evening for some baseball. Pelja's second pitch misses high and in, now 2-0. The Crawdads scored in the bottom of the first. That was 5 runs on Devin Laginto. They got 3 against Cole Pacheco in the third, and then 1 on Pelja in the fourth. They hold a 9-5 lead over the Stompers. That's on 8 hits and 5 Stomper errors. The 2-0 misses inside. Now 3-0 to Ryan Ellis. Ellis on the season, 14 walks. Patient approach. The 3-0 in there for a strike. Now 3-1.
Yeah, this is exactly what happened last inning. He got the first 2 quick outs, then fell behind 3-0. Taylor would battle it back and line a full count single. Pelja's still a pitch away from getting it to that 3-2.
Comes set at the belt. The 3-1 hit hard right at Cam Hegeman. Takes a couple steps backward, but makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the second inning in a row from Haroon Pelja on the bump. The Stompers trail the Crawdads by 4. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Kieran Costa takes you through the final 3 innings on play-by-play. You're listening to Sonoma Stompers Baseball on the Sonoma Stompers Radio Network.
pitches Pell just thrown? Thanks, Cubs. Do you want to manually track us in the 7th from 49? McCann Libby will lead off against Nathan Nino in the 7th. Stompers trail by 4. Nino pitches. Libby fouls it off home plate. McCann, a right-handed hitter against Nino, a right-handed pitcher. McCann walked with 2 outs in Nino's first inning. Now Nathan works into his third. A slow wind, and it's hit on 1 hop to second base. Nasty hop for Esquivel. Recovers and throws out Libby by half a step. Stomps need one of those to go their way. Whereas Esquivel has played a very nice second base. That brings up Paul Lazul, who has an extra base hit in his last 3 games. That included RBI double in the 5th. Looks to start a rally in the 7th. Bases clear with 1 out. Nino fires. Lazul swings and misses late on a fastball, 0-1. Paul struck out, grounded out before the double. Matthias Haas waits on deck. 0-1. Lazul takes upstairs. Sonoma trying to do it in comeback fashion. They trailed at 1 point in this ball game, 8-1. That deficit now sits at 9-5. Lazul, a lot of hitting room in right center. Swings and fouls it in and out of the glove of Clisby. Counts 1-2. Stompers put up a 2 spot in the 4th and the 5th. Both teams match zeros in the 6th. Stompers looking to get back in the run column here in the 7th. Nino is 1-2. Lazul takes outside a fastball again. They counts 2-2.
And the Stompers have done a great job against Nino. They might get down in the count early, but battling back, seeing some pitches, making him work for the out.
2-2. Nino to Lazul. Here it is. Way outside and high. And to a full count we go. Lazul will see a payoff pitch with Matthias Haas, who has a knock in his last 2 at-bats in the on-deck circle. 3-2 pitch. Nino comes home. Lazul lines it foul back to the screen. Right on it. Off speed from Nino. Right to left. Nino to Lazul. Paul takes inside ball 4. And now Matthias Haas has a chance to keep the hot bat a swing. And he struck out in the 2nd inning. He singled, stole a base, and scored in the 4th. Doubled and was stranded at 3rd base in the 5th. Has his first hit, first stolen base, and first RBI as a Stomper, all in the past 3 innings. Let's see what he does here. 1 on, 1 out in the 7th. Haas takes upstairs 1-0. Matthias brought in, veteran guy, red shirt senior. Ready to see a 1-0 pitch. Nino misses low inside, but counts 2 balls and no strikes to Haas. Matthias now 2 for 12. late on a fastball, unleashed on 2 balls and no strikes, and got a fastball center cut and was just a little bit late. Lazul off first. Haas grounds it to shortstop. DeFazio to second for 1. The relay to first is in time. 6-4-3 go the Crawdads, and the inning is over. A 1-out walk erased on the double play. Time to stretch here in Walnut Creek. Sonoma trails it 9-5.
Bashan's original Japanese barbecue sauce was born from founder Justin Gill's multi-generational family recipe that was passed down to him by his Bashan. Now, the multi-generational family recipe has inspired the bold, fresh umami flavor and clean ingredients in all of Bashan's sauces, including their new Japanese dipping sauces. Find Bashan's sauces at your local grocery store today. Bashan's, a tradition of bold, fresh umami flavor, and proud sponsor of the Sonoma Stompers.
Bottom of the 7th inning. Sonoma's been shut down since pulling themselves back into this ball game. 9-5 the score in favor of the home Crawdads. And Pelja is ready to deliver his 50th pitch of the afternoon, and it's swung on and missed by the catcher Brandon Clisby. He walked and grounded out. That was against Devin Laginto. He struck out in his only trip against Pelja. Haroon delivers low, 1-1. A righty up and throwing for Walnut Creek. Nathan Nino, who has now gone 3 innings, might be done. Double barrel action for Walnut Creek. 1-1 misses outside, 2-1. Clisby, Leininger, and Esquivel. One. Bounced back to Pelja, who will glove it, run it halfway, and flip to Lazul. The putout goes 1-3, and that brings up Riley Leininger, a home run away from the cycle.
Yeah, nice play from Pelja there. Not hit super hard back at him, but to his right, so he had to turn the corner with the hips, make the grab across the body, and jog it over. A nice way to help himself out to start off the inning.
Leininger singled in the first, doubled in the third, RBI triple. That's the only run Pelja's given up. We'll see what the lefty does. His second look at Haroon. He is hit by the pitch. So no cycle on this attempt for Leininger. He could hit again. That brings up Chris Esquivel, who's made a couple nice plays out at second base. He's 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. Stomper infield plays for 2. Pelja pitches. Called strike, outside edge. Lazul holds the runner, Leininger at first base. Esquivel digs in from the right side with 1 on and 1 out. 9-5 Crawdad lead. Fastball called strike over the outer third. Pelja comes set at the belt, stares into Pulowski to get his sign. Takes a glance at first base and comes home with it. That one's lined through the right side. Shannon charges hard to cut it off. It's an opposite field single for Chris Esquivel, a hard hit baseball. No one had a play through the vacated right side with Lazul covering. First and second with just 1 out.
And now deep into the second time through the order for Pelja. They're starting to seem a little more comfortable in the box, waiting for their pitch. That time, a fastball just hit hard through the right side. The defense in double play depth, no one there. That's a great piece of hitting from Chris Esquivel. Now 2 on with just 1 out for what's been a productive bottom of the order.
Levitt McGee struck out, walked, scored, and flew out. Pelja looking to get that same ground ball just at somebody this time. First and second, trying to keep this at just a 4-run deficit. This one's popped up. Third base line, Handren's going to give a long run, and it'll drop untouched. This could be a big one for Walnut Creek to gain ground in the standings. All the teams around them, well, obviously the Stompers are in first. They trail 9-5 here. In Menlo Park, the Legends lead the Merchants 10-1. And down in Eddie Matthew Field in Santa Barbara, the Foresters on top of the Blues 5-2. Pelja comes home. This one's grounded to first. Lazul is going to spin and throw to second. Wide of the bag into left field. Keys will hit the cutoff man. And it's the 6th error charge to Sonoma. Lazul gloved it going towards the line. Spin, tried to throw to second and missed Boardman. And the Stompers continue to give away outs. E3. Scoring on the play is Leininger. Moving over to second base is Esquivel. I don't know if Lazul... I think Lazul had the out at second base. I don't know if he ever had the double play. Maybe he could have just taken it to the bag, and at least you have a second out on the board.
Well, in the throw ahead to try to at least start the double play isn't a bad one. The difference is you have to make the throw. You can't throw it wide of the bag.
Nico DeFazio checks his swing successfully. It's 1-0. Pelja now laboring here in the 7th. Second and third, 1 out. His pitch to DeFazio right down the heart, called strike 1-1. DeFazio has hit 3 ground balls to Handren. He has been thrown out at first twice, and one time Handren took it to the bag to get a fielder's choice. That one misses low, 2-1. Pelja creeping up over the 60 pitch mark. Stares into Pulowski to get his sign. The pace has slowed considerably here in the bottom of the 7th. Pelja delivers. This one sent towards center. Hegeman starts back, now comes in, and he makes the catch. That play just developed right in front of Chris Esquivel at second base, so we'll head back to the bag. Unproductive out, but Cam Taylor in the top of the lineup will get a second look at Pelja. Cam Taylor came off the bench as a defensive replacement. In his one at-bat, he singled. Entered play 212 on the batting average. That's the 12th hit of the year for Taylor. Lefty with the front shoulder pointing directly out at Pelja. Back shoulder pointed up and angled towards his dugout. First pitch missed somewhere, said David Lee. One ball and no strikes, 10-5. Crawdads doubling up the Stompers here in the 7th. Pelja takes a peek out at second base and comes home with it. Just misses off the corner again. Two very close pitches from Haroon Pelja.
And both pitches we've seen called pretty frequently throughout this one, not the time to squeeze the zone.
A pitch. Low. And now it's 3-0, and Pelja's really struggled after getting 2 outs in the inning. Pelja way behind Taylor, looking to get aboard for the second time. A pitch. Outside corner called strike. A 3-0 zone expanded just a little bit by Lee, the home plate umpire.
Well, that's what I don't really understand. I mean, that's the same pitch we saw 1-0 called 2-0. It's the exact same spot.
So now Pelja's been given a gift and he's back in the count. The 3-1 offer, low, ball 4, bases loaded. That brings up Brady Wilson, who's 0 for 3 with a walk.
And Wilson, the only guy not to face him twice. Grounded out the first time. Pelja got the best of him, but we'll see a mound visit.
Bases loaded. 2 outs. 10-5 lead for the Crawdads, batting here in the bottom of the 7th. These two teams go at it once more at Arnold Field. That's this Friday. Come out to the ballpark. You can buy tickets on our website, stompersbaseball.com, or come to the box office. You can get tickets there as well. If not, you can join us on the broadcast home Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Sunday on the road, that's the last test before the All-Star break for Sonoma. That'll be a 6 o'clock start in Alameda. All games this year streamed on the YouTube, video on the home games, and audio only on the road games. And then, so that's this Friday, and then after Sunday, the Stompers get 4 days off, Monday through Thursday. That's the All-Star break. A couple Stompers will head down to the Youth Academy in Compton, California to represent the Stompers in the CCL Showcase game. And then the biggest 3 games of the season, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, coming out of the All-Star break, are against these Crawdads. We'll be here in Monte Vista the 18th and the 20th, and then at Arnold Field. Pelja's first pitch goes to the screen. There'll be a play at the plate. Pulowski won't get a throw off. So, wild pitch scores Esquivel. Everyone else takes a free 90, and now it's 11-5, and the hopes of a Stomper rally fading fast here in this 7th inning. Pelja works right on right against Wilson. Outside 2-0. Wilson walked and scored in the first. He struck out, then flew out to center, and then grounded out to Handren at third. Pelja pitches way upstairs. 3 balls and no strikes, and I think Zach Pace might be ready to go get his righty. This could be the end of the line for Pelja.
I entered the inning with 49 pitches. It's not been the most effective outing, but Pelja's gotten, 3 big innings, or excuse me, almost 4 big innings for the Stompers not here would be huge.
3-0 inside ball 4, and here comes Zach Pace. So the bases are reloaded, and it looks like Zach is going to make the move. Mike Nunez came just one batter earlier, and he will make the point. So 11-5 Crawdads breaking the action, pitching change. The bases are still loaded with 2 outs. Christian Klosterman will try and wipe up the mess that Haroon Pelges left him. We'll be back for the conclusion of the bottom of the 7th on the other side on the Sonoma Stompers Radio Network.
Friedman's Home Improvement. When something breaks at your house, head on over to Friedman's Home Improvement. Remember, if we don't have it, you don't need it. The Sonoma Stompers are tail wagging happy to have partnered with Pets Lifeline. Pets Lifeline offers several programs for pet owners in Sonoma, from dog training classes to spay-neuter and microchipping. Pets Lifeline also has a trap, neuter, and return feral cat program, as well as resources to help with rehoming a pet. Pets Lifeline is here to support pet owners in keeping their pets healthy and happy. Pets Lifeline is also hosting Bark in the Park on July 28th, so you can bring your pet to a Stompers game. Pets Lifeline and the Sonoma Stompers, proud partners. The Sonoma Stompers are proud to have teamed up with Park Point Health Clubs this season. Let Park Point's innovative fitness and lifestyle programs improve your quality of life through our Focus 30/30 nutrition and training program. Or take Pilates classes, learn kickboxing, get back on the bench with our weight training program. We have personal trainers and, check this out, we even have childcare to help you create the time to become the best you can be. Park Point Health Clubs are located in Santa Rosa, Healdsburg, and right here in Sonoma. Park Point Health Clubs and the Sonoma Stompers, proud partners.
Christian Klosterman's the new arm out of the bullpen for Zach Pace, and he comes into a situation where the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Has to come into the zone against Joey Donnelly, 3 for 4, 3 singles and a strikeout. Donnelly swings and misses, nothing in 1. Klosterman entering his 6th game all out of the bullpen. 4 2/3 innings of work. He's given up 2 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Klosterman delivers. Donnelly takes. Called strike. Outside corner. Runners lead from first, second, and third. Klosterman working against Joey Donnelly. The pitch is popped up. Third base side. Handren will make the call and make the catch. And Klosterman comes in and retires the only man he faces. Leaves the bases full of Crawdads, but that's not before Walnut Creek gets 2. We head to the 8th, 11-5. The Dads lead the Stomps on the Sonoma Stompers Radio Network.
Leading off the 8th inning for the Stompers, catcher number 9, Connor Pulowski.
Nathan Nino gives way to the new arm Cam Krogan from right here in Danville, California. The 6'4", 210-pound right-hander threw for Pepperdine last year. He's going to be a junior in now his 13th appearance out of the bullpen. He's 1-0 with a 2.70 earned run average. First pitch he throws is singled into center field by Connor Pulowski. Krogan, 10 strikeouts in 9 walks. That's over 13.1 innings.
Right fielder number 37, Brody Shannon.
And it closes the book on Nathan Nino, who went 3 innings, gave up 2 hits and 2 runs, both earned. He walked 3 and hit 1 and struck out a pair of stompers.
Now Brady Shannon, who was hit by a pitch last time, takes low and inside. Krogan's given up a run his last 2 outings. That was July 2nd and July 6th. Third appearance this week. Called strike. Outside corner. And Zach Pace is seemingly finally getting a little bit frustrated with the zone from David Lee. A pitch. Taylor takes low. Outside, 2-1. The Stompers need base runners and a lot of them. At one point in this ballgame, they did bring the tying run to the plate in a 9-5 ball game back in the 5th. Trent Keys hit with the bases loaded. Hit a hard line drive that ended up in the glove of Ryan Ellis. 2-1 low. 3-1 now to Brady Shannon.
And a big opportunity here. You get the leadoff single from Pulowski. You want to add on that in the 8th so you can, get part of it back, if not all of it, and then obviously go back to work in the 9th.
3-1. Shannon takes a fastball. Cold strike, 3-2. Pulowski leads off first. He bluffs and doesn't go, and Shannon fouls it off his front foot. He'll now see a 7th pitch this at bat. Arroyo Seco leads San Francisco. That one's down south. The Saints on top of the Seagulls 4-0. Menlo Park nursing now a 10-4 lead over Alameda. Here in Walnut Creek, Shannon bounces it foul.
Good battle here from Shannon. Saw some pitches. It's a 3-2 count. Battling a couple off. Just trying to find one he can hit.
Shannon working pitches here against Cam Krogan, the new arm for Walnut Creek. And fouls it back again, unwilling to go down without a fight. He's going to see a 9th pitch of the battle between Shannon and Krogan. Pulowski's bluffed on a couple of these 3-2s, but stayed put at first base. Can't run into any sort of outs on the base paths. Lots of hitting room on the right side. Donnelly holds the runner. Shannon hits it a mile to center field. McGee chasing back, looking up. It's gone. Brady Shannon to dead center field over the batter's eye. This one not over just yet. The 3rd of the season for the big power bat out of Youngstown State. He fouled off 4 pitches on 3-2, and Krogan finally made a mistake, and Brady Shannon punished it to dead center field here at Monte Vista High School, 11-7.
And a great job there from Brady Shannon. Saw a lengthy at-bat and then just got a pitch he could hammer, took it to dead center field. That's a big one to slowly get the momentum back. You just wish that the Stompers hadn't given up 2 in the bottom of the 7th if you're a Stomper fan.
Now it's Trent Keys' chance. The lefty swings first pitch and hits a cue shot to the left side. A couple bounces to Leininger. Throw to first is wide, and it will kick off the screen. Keys does not stop. He heads towards second base. He's rounding second. He's coming towards throw. The 3rd is wide of the bag. Trent Keys goes from home to third on a cue shot to the left side. It's a costly error, a 3-base error on the third baseman, Leininger. And here come the Stompers, this one far from over. And Zach Pace decides to dip into his bench.
And a great hustle from there. Trent Keys wasn't going to beat the throw to first. It was close. He was hustling all the way up the line, but the second he saw that ball throw, he was immediately going to as hard as he could. It wasn't the most effective route, but then, Dave Hoke waves him to third. No question in it. Gets in there as fast as he can. That's a big 3 bases on the air.
A big thing from Keys, never stopped running. He rounded first like it was a ball in the gap. Ben Sebastiani takes outside 1-0. Sebastiani hits this one to right field, chasing Taylor back. He's under it, and he makes the catch. Keys will tag from third. The throw will be cut off. It's an RBI sac fly for Ben Sebastiani. He does his job off the bench. It's the 14th sac fly for the Stompers that leads the CCL, and that's a stat that I know Zach Pace is very proud of.
And that's a great job, just doing a job from Ben Sebastiani. Gets it done, gets another run in. Stomps within 3, that's a good spot to be.
Boardman tried to bunt and hit off home plate, trying to break himself out of what's been a tough day. A couple strikeouts, 0 for 4. A couple miscues out at shortstop as well. That's just the second RBI for Ben Sebastiani. 11-8, a 3-run ball game. And the top of the Sonoma order at the plate. Boardman takes outside 1-0. Trying to set up Max Handren, 1 for 4. 1-1 pitch. Boardman grounds it to second. Esquivel drops to a knee, keeps it in front, and throws out Boardman. A tough day for Colton, now 0 for 5, and Max Handren will get a trip.
Third baseman, number 44, Max Handren.
Handren, an RBI single in the third. He's been retired his 3 other trips. He checks his swing. An appeal to Eric Thompson, no swing. Handren's ahead 1-0. That's a clutch at-bat from Ben Sebastiani off the bench. Runner at third, nobody out. He's called upon to do a job, and that's exactly what he does. Sack fly. Boardman couldn't follow it up. Krogan to Handren. Max hits a mile-high pop. Very shallow left. 3 different crawdads converge, and it's the shortstop DeFazio that makes the catch. The Stompers get 3 back, but still trail by 3. We head to the last of the 8th inning. Sonoma trails Walnut Creek 11-8 on the Stompers Radio Network.
The Sonoma Stompers have partnered with Crandall Roofing to bring you the Grand Slam seating section. All grandstand seats are now sponsored by Crandall Roofing, the best roofers in the North Bay. Let your next roof be your last roof. Call Crandall Roofing, Diamond certified and proud partners with the Sonoma Stompers. Hey Stomper fans, if you need tree service, call Arbor MD. Proper tree care is essential for ensuring the safety, health, and beauty of your trees. Arbor MD's tree knowledge and expertise protects your property and enhances its value while also contributing to environmental sustainability and long-term tree health. Call Arbor MD for all your tree care and landscape needs. Nana's estate-grown extra virgin olive oil is made from olives grown exclusively on the property of Vianza Winery. They were hand-harvested and pressed to create Nana's extra virgin olive oil. Go to shop.vianza.com to see why Nana's olive oil is the very best. United States Congressman Mike Thompson, representing California's 4th District, is a proud supporter of the Sonoma Stompers. The Sonoma Stompers invite you to dine at Verano Cafe. Longtime Sonoma natives Veronica Perez and Carlos Rubio listened to the community's yearning for wholesome food and responded by opening a cozy diner nestled conveniently at the crossroads of Highway 12 and Verano Avenue. At Verano Cafe, breakfast, lunch, and dinner are experiences crafted with love and local ingredients. From classic
Ryan Ellis, Brandon Clisby, and Riley Leininger go to work against Christian Klosterman, who just misses low inside with his first pitch. And Zach Pace voicing his displeasure with the home plate umpire, David Lee, who's had a very solid zone the first 4 innings, but as this game has continued, seemed to lose that consistency just a little bit. 1-1 from Klosterman. Grounded towards second. Libby fields, sets his feet, double clutches, and throws out Ellis. First out, and if you're Christian Klosterman, you cannot give up a run here in this inning. You have to hold at a 3-run deficit and give your offense a chance.
We talk about it a lot, and Kenny Meimersdorf, it's a big thing in his book. It's shut down innings. The Stompers have just one in this ball game. It was the 5th inning after they scored 2, and Herun Pelja put up a scoreless bottom of the 5th. Christian Klosterman needs 2 big ones really here to end this game.
That one's bounced to Libby. This time he'll have to charge it. He waits on it and throws to first in time. Back-to-back ground balls to Libby. And Christian Klosterman's retired all 3 hitters that he's faced out of the bullpen. Now he has to deal with Riley Leininger, who'll have one more shot at a cycle.
Third baseman number 11, Riley Leininger.
Klosterman to Leininger. Single, double, triple, hit by pitch. On base all 4 times. He takes a pitch that misses maybe away, and the count's 1 ball and no strikes. Leininger really swinging a hot bat. Klosterman delivers. Inside corner, called strike on the fastball. Righty Klosterman against the lefty Leininger. Here it is. That ball sent in the air to center. Ranging back and under it to make the catch. The inning is over. I think that was Trent Keys out in center field. Nice play by Trent, and the Stompers need a little bit of magic in the bats. It'll be Libby, Lazul, and Haas. When we come back for the top of the 9th, the Stompers trail the Crawdads by the score of 11-8.
Local expertise worldwide. Sotheby's International Realty is well known for their exceptional real estate agents that distinguish themselves in communities all over the world. To learn more about real estate in Napa, Sonoma, San Francisco, and the rest of the Bay Area, or around the globe, contact Sotheby's International Realty Wine Country Brokerage at 707-935-2288. That's 707-935-2288. Sotheby's International Realty. The Sonoma Stompers are excited to have Jacob's Restaurant providing all of our concessions this season. At the ballpark, you'll find gyros, Chicago dogs, pizza, and salads. But in their restaurant, you'll find an outstanding menu featuring the best Mediterranean-style offerings in town. Seafood linguine, chicken piccata, ravioli, risotto, pizza, and so much more. Don't forget to try their desserts. Jacob's Restaurant is located on 1266 Broadway, right next to Traintown. Jacob's Restaurant and the Sonoma Stompers.
Braden Barnes, a top reliever for now the second consecutive year for Walnut Creek. This season, out of Chandler, Arizona, the 6'2", 95-pound lefty has made 9 appearances, 1-1 with a 4.29, and he misses very high. 28 strikeouts in 14 2/3. He's walked just 3 hitters. He also has an immaculate inning. That was against San Francisco. He fires this one in there, called strike 1-1. Barnes faced Sonoma 3 times last year. He did not give up a run in 3 1/3 innings. The lefty delivers. Libby takes it, called strike, breaking ball 1-2. McCann's lined out, struck out, walked, scored, and grounded out to second. Had a 3.37 ERA for the Crawdads last year. That earned run average a little bit higher through what's now going to be his 10th appearance. Libby fouls it back. The count's 1-2. Stompers need some late inning heroics. The pitch. Libby strikes out, swinging 1 away. Slider. Libby fooled, and that brings up Paul Lazul.
The first baseman, number 45, Paul Lazul.
Lazul struck out in the second, grounded out in the fourth. RBI double in the fifth, walked in the seventh. Comes up here in the ninth, takes a pitch that's high, 1-0. Sonoma went 2-1 here at Monte Vista last season. You take out the CCL North title, 2-2 overall. They're 1-1 to start this year. They come back a couple times after the All-Star break, looking to steal one out of the crutches of the Crawdads. 2-0 outside, 3-0. Command's been no issue. Just 3 walks through 15 innings of work for Barnes. 3-1. Beg your pardon, 3-0. Now 3-1. Stompers need a couple guys aboard to bring the tying run to the plate. The pitch. High ball 4. And so there's that one base runner. They need a couple more of them, and Mateus Haas has a chance to deliver a signature moment early in his Stomper career. And Wazul continues to produce. He's now been on base his last 3 at-bats of this ball game.
Yeah, not a bad stomp watch player. This one, he had a big RBI double in the 5th, a pair of walks since then. He's just put together some really good plate appearances and been productive for the team.
Haas takes a called strike 1. Haas 2 for 4. Single, double, RBI. Fouls this one back, nothing in 2. He's also bounced into a double play. Stompers can't have that here in the 9th.
And Haas, after McKeon Libby's at bat, had a lengthy conversation about what he was seeing. This is a veteran guy, knows how to deal with what Barnes is going to give him.
Takes low, 1-2. Lazul not budging off first base. His run doesn't mean anything. The Stompers trail 11-8 in the 9th. Haas hits a bouncer towards second. Esquivel goes to second for 1. The relay to first, and the ball game is over. A double play ends it. Sonoma gave up 5 runs in the first inning and could not get back in the ball game. 11-8, the final, and the ugly number is a 6 in the error column for Sonoma.
Yeah, 11 errors in their last 18 innings. That's not winning baseball for the Stompers, and it's not something we've seen them really commit much of throughout this season. I think just a little bit of, a long week. It was a tough one last week, a couple of big battles. A tough one for the Stompers. Fall at the hands of Walnut Creek, but you have to wash it, move on. You've got a big weekend ahead of you. You've got to go win those games. This one, the defense cost you. The pitching kept him in this game for the most part. Rune Pelja was really solid through the late innings, and Christian Klosterman came in and got a big 4 outs that they got from him. The offense tried to spark it late, but ultimately wasn't enough to beat the Crawdads.
Aiden White improves to 2-0. Devin Laginto falls to 2-3. We played for just about 3 hours here in Walnut Creek. The Stompers still hold first place in the CCL North, but now it's just 1/2 game over the Crawdads, who improve to 15-10. They snap a 4-game losing streak. Sonoma fall to 18-12, and their 3-game winning streak comes to a close. Walnut Creek now 10-5 here at Monte Vista High School, and more importantly, they take a 3-2 lead in the season series over the Stomps. A lot to clean up for Zach Pace. You can't get down 5-0 after 1 inning, and you definitely cannot make 6 errors. You mentioned it, that's 11 errors in 17 innings. They didn't even play a bottom of the 9th here today. 11-9-2 beats 8-8-6. And Roman, before we sign off for the day, it will be nice to have an out-of-league contest tomorrow against Petaluma, one that won't count for the standings.
Yeah, we saw the Stompers play an out-of-league contest last week. That was on the 4th of July. They got a big win over the Novato Knicks and then had a really hot weekend. The Stomps have a similar format here. Going to look to do the exact same thing. You play the Petaluma Leghorns and then immediately have these Crawdads again Friday. That's a game you've got to win, especially if you want to keep your name in the conversation and in that, the hat in the ring for the top of the CCL North.
Yeah, we're closing up here the first half. Well, we're into the second half of the season, but the first half before the All-Star break. Tomorrow, that's out of league against the Leghorns, 6:05 at Arnold Field. That means a 5:50 pregame show. Friday, as you mentioned it, it's these Crawdads again, and then Alameda on Sunday. That's a big one as well. You have to really kick it into gear and hold on to that top spot in the North. One more time, 11-9-2 beats 8-8-6. Aiden White, the winner over Devin Laginta. The Stompers fall to 18-12, but still the top team in the CCL North, at least for now. For everyone that helps make this broadcast run, and my broadcast partner, Roman Raffelli, I'm signing off here on a Wednesday in Walnut Creek. I'm Kieran Costa saying enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow at 5:50 back at home.